What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience with Deke. I'm Arthur Moats, and that's my main man, Deke.
What's good, bro?
I don't know. I think I'm good. I'm vibed out. You know, semi-cool day. It is a game day, so I'm still on the docket for that. Obviously, our main team, the Steelers, we lost, but our Cowboys won. We were happy about that.
Well, I'm happy about all the AFC North teams losing.
You about to hear about the Cowboys winning, right?
Fashion. Holy hell. Tua. I guess he's good. I guess Tua's pretty good.
It was a lot that went on yesterday.
6 touchdowns.
I don't know how I feel right now. I'm just kind of like...
I think he's leading the league in passing yards.
Hey, bro.
Probably passing touchdowns,
It
too.
was one of them ones. He threw for 6 of them. But at the same time, I'm like... Lamar was going crazy in that game too. Like, that was nuts. Then you got little Mighty Mouse out west, Kyler Murray doing what he did in OT. Like, well, not in OT, but in the regulation.
Nice
yeah,
an AFC opponent like that.
Absolutely, man.
Get the Raiders to 0-2. Because who knows how things are going to play out with wild card and trying to win divisionals and whatnot. Yeah. So anytime AFC teams lose, particularly AFC North teams lose,
hold on. I got you. I gotta check out. I gotta eat right. Hold on.
Are we good?
We go. Yeah, we're good now.
Did they hear everything I said, or do I need to repeat?
No, you're probably gonna need to repeat. Yeah. I forgot that I had it set for the other setting. Now we have it set, so now audio is good. There we go. Yeah.
Well,
so if you want to, we can spin the block with all that.
Basically, it's good seeing other AFC North teams lose.
In particular, good seeing the Cowboys win.
I don't care about that. It's nice they beat the Bengals with Cooper Rush. It's incredible.
So it was dope to see the Cowboys win, is what you're telling me.
It was dope.
All right, cool.
Particularly yesterday.
Yes, because the Cowboys won.
No, it's more about them beating the Bengals.
So now, the Cowboys beating the Bengals. I'm with you, bro.
What are the storyline with the Bengals going right now? Saying, was their Super Bowl running fraud? I think people are talking about that.
Well, a lot of people overreact after 2 weeks. That's normal. Yeah.
I'm not necessarily saying that, but hey, dude, it's good seeing them 0-2.
Yeah, I'm with you, man.
Joe Flacco, Jets? Are you kidding me?
He turned back the clock? Did he turn back the clock? Is he back on?
I don't know, but back to the Tua thing. I can't believe that, man. I can't believe it because you're right. Lamar was absolutely lights out. I didn't even get to watch the game. I just saw the box scores.
Bro, it was
his stats keep going up at the game on the scoreboard. I'm like, whoa, Lamar's going off.
Through the air, on the ground. He's like, yo, this is like the perfect performance.
All of a sudden, I look up 20 minutes later, Tua has like 6 touchdowns. I'm like, what?
Yes.
What happened?
How?
And people were telling me after the game the Dolphins actually won. I was like, wow, this is great news.
Yeah. Oh, shoot, man. So actually, before we can continue on pressing further in our warm-up, AJ Martinez did pull up on us. He pulled up on us early. He pulled up on us super duper early today.
I like his comment. AJ Martinez drops a 50 burger. Says, Deke, your final prayer on Thursday. Wow. Brother, wow. Heart and soul, bro. Yo, Master Moats, blam. God bless everyone in the chat and the world. AJ Martinez.
Salute AJ, man. AJ been on one, man. AJ's been on one. I like it. I like it a lot. Yeah, man. Forgot about the prayer the other day. Yeah. Whew. But that was a crazy, like, looking at the box scores, checking some of the highlights, because obviously I was able to catch some of it. But, yeah, I still can't believe that ended the way that it did. But, like I said, not the worst weekend. Kind of.
No, pretty bad. Pretty bad.
Wasn't the worst weekend.
Pretty bad.
Everybody in the division, the Cowboys won. The teams in the division lost.
We should be 2-0.
We should. But either way, we're not 0-2. Perspective. And with the Cowboys winning and Cooper Rush balling out the way that he did, now your guy 7 doesn't have to feel pressed to come out of retirement. That's another benefit as well, right?
Well,
silver lining.
There's a team he could be going to come out of retirement.
Okay.
One that a city and a team I'm very familiar with.
Like the Cowboys? They call them America's team? I get it.
They wear black and gold.
I get it.
They have one logo on the side of their helmet.
Iowa.
No. Professional football team.
All right. Okay.
He should feel pressed to come back for that team. Although, this goes back to everything we've talked about. The team doesn't want him back. Not necessarily the team. I'm sure the players want him back, but the coach, organization, probably not Omar Khan. It was reported that Kevin Colbert didn't want Ben back, but Omar Khan, he's trying to, put his own stamp as being the new GM. I'm sure he's just trying to roll with the guy that they just drafted with Pickett and stuff, but yeah, it's a shame. It's a real shame, dude. Real shame.
Hey,
Forget the Cowboys rumors. Let's get Big Ben back to the Steelers rumors going.
I'm with you on that because the Cowboys, with them winning against that Bengals team that we beat as well last week, they're feeling great. You know what I mean? So that's a good for them, man. So, yeah, they don't need Ben right now. They're good, man. They got Cooper. And Cooper they trust. Yeah.
Big win.
Yeah, man.
Big win. I saw McCarthy talking after the game. I was like,
What'd he say?
No, I didn't even hear what he said. I just saw him, and I was like, huh. They shit on McCarthy for everything. Is anyone going to give him credit for this one?
Nope.
That's a huge win, dude.
It was.
That's a huge win. Their defense actually played good, too.
It was. And Cincinnati still hasn't learned, man. They all right. Keep trying single block. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I even heard Burrow, they did a lip reader on him.
Yeah.
Going back to the sideline, he was like, no, we ain't going 5 wide anymore. Like,
yeah, bro.
Leave a running back back to block.
Every time they still have not learned their lesson, bro. You watch this game against Dallas, they doing the same type of stuff they was doing against us. And now you got Michael Parsons out there running around doing the same type of stuff. Like as a D-line, it was beautiful to see. But we obviously have, stuff that we have to attend to in-house, So with that being said, we will start the show like we always do, ladies and gentlemen. Let us know where you are tuning in from, and we will give you those big boy shout-outs to start today's show. And while you're doing that, make sure that you like the stream and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. And more importantly, hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any of the content that is dropping.
All right.
And I was going to say, you might want to go ahead and start screenshotting some of these supers too.
Jacob Melissa.
Let's get him.
919 NC in the house.
Let's get him.
As always. We also got Marine Miski.
Oh.
724 Little Cow. Talking about California, PA.
California.
Has to be.
Yeah. 724. Yeah.
Rod Dollars.
Is that really the nickname for it? Little Cow?
No clue.
Oh.
I just know there's a university, Cal
Yeah.
University, that's around here, 40, 50 minutes away.
Mm-hmm.
I guess that area is also California, PA.
Yeah.
I didn't know they called it Little Cow.
I didn't either.
No clue. I put 2 and 2 together, though.
I like how
I was
you do
using
that
my brain
there,
today.
Man. I like that.
Adrian Bustamante, 559, Fresno, California.
Okay.
Christian Mancy, 724, Pennsylvania, Ohio border.
Let's get it. Okay, I like
Stephen
that.
Carpenter, 215 Philly. We also got another 330 here in J Flame, Warren, Ohio.
Okay.
You got any?
Yeah, absolutely, man. So first I got to start with my man Luke Bejugan in Gresham, Oregon. Then I got Noah Harris tuning in from Knoxville, Tennessee. Maxwell Cable the third. Don't forget that. The 678 ATL shouty. Then we got Colton Choi Fu, Honolulu, Hawaii. Aloha, my brother. You know what it is. All right. Then I got my man Logan Sampson tuning in from the 970 Fort Collins, Colorado. And I can't forget Greg Davis. You know he tuning in from Sacramento, California, a.k.a. Sacktown, baby. You know what it is. Whew. And Erica Esslinger, how are you doing today in the 910 North Carolina? I like it. All right, and then I got a couple more I'm going to hit real quick. And then after that, man, we hopping them super sound good?
Works for me.
All right, my man Roscoe Smook, you know he tuning in from the West Palm Beach. And my man Troy Mason Jr., H-Town, stand up. And I will wrap it up with my man Jess Shears, the 416 Toronto, Canada. Oh, Canada. I wish I knew the rest of the words, but it just hit me that I forgot them. So, now we're good, man.
All right. I think we're good on the supers.
All right.
First one. We got, I believe it's Camon, yeah.
I think I got a couple, yeah.
Canada is the problem, not the QB. Fire Canada. He's got 2 more. Ben was never the issue. Hashtag sabotage. Hashtag bring back 7. Goat.
Hey, now.
Also says, on our way back to Vermont, hate leaving Pittsburgh. His heart's broken.
Man, I'm sad that you're leaving Pittsburgh as well. Funny thing, I didn't see Cal one year, but I did get a chance to see Damon Brown, bro.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so you know, we on the game days, I do the little interviews and stuff like that.
Who'd you have this week?
Robert Goldie, you know Rob G.
Oh, yeah, I saw him.
Yeah,
he was down at McFadden's with me.
Yeah, him, Sean Spence, man, they pulled up on the crew, so it was dope to see them, man. But, so I was doing an interview with Robert, and as soon as I get done with Rob G, the mom walks up, he's like, yo, it's Damon Brown. You know the first thing I thought of? Shout out Trina Steele Diva. You know what I mean? Because that's just like it's going hand in hand, man. But it was dope to see him out there, man. He was a vibe, man. So it was definitely good, man.
Calmonier had some pretty good comments right there. Not even gonna front.
I thought you would like those.
He also says Joe Hayden wouldn't have got Moss like that. He may be right, but Joe Hayden might be a couple steps behind Nelson Aguilar.
Well, we've never seen that particularly from Joe versus Nelson just yet. That's all.
I just feel like Nelson's a speedier receiver.
Hey, man, they say technique.
I don't know if he's ripping on Akello with that comment or not. Or if he just it's more pro Joe. He wants Hayden back because I still think Akello played a pretty solid game. He gave up some completion. He was in position every time. I can't believe he got mossed. It's still mind-boggling. Killed us. Absolutely killed us. Absolutely killed us. It's unfortunate. Still have faith in Akello, though.
There we go.
Don't count him out.
There we go.
Fish momentum. How are you? Been busy, but good to be back.
Yeah. How are you, Deke? Are you okay right now, man?
I have mixed emotions.
You know me, Deke, with his rough games like how that was at times, man.
Mixed emotions.
When I gotta go back and watch the tape, man, I make sure that I set my mood the way it needs to be set. You know what I mean? You might need to set your mood a little better, man. Yeah.
Mixed emotions because I'm not concerned. I actually think this team's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
There's some things about the offense that got me shaking my head, though.
Trust me.
It takes me back
I understand,
to
bro.
past takes that I've had.
Uh-huh.
It takes me to what I think the Steelers should be doing going forward. I'm all over the place.
Yeah.
I'm all over the place. Basically, there's two options going forward. After this week 3, we'll see how Mitch does in week 3.
So you give it a short week. He survives a short week, and after that we make a decision.
See how he does in week 3. I still support Mitch, but it's either you bring back 7 or you put Pickett in. Those are the Steelers' 2 options.
Mm-hmm.
Option 1, bring back Ben.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, they are not doing option 1, so that leaves us with option 2.
Well,
Your play, Steelers. Let's see what you do.
It's just it's crazy how I think it was 2 days ago we were shooting the promo. And we was talking crazy about Mitch, you know, being nicer than Mac. And I was over here like, yo, let's get it. The vid was dope. Like, the vibe was there. The energy was right. Now
Mitch is better than Brissett, so we'll do that again. He's better than Flacco, too. Oh, well, Flacco just threw for, 304 touchdowns.
You said anyone can get lucky, though, right? This is one time. Anyone can get lucky. We all right. It's all good, baby. It's all good. We go rap. Just we go rap, man. Because I do agree with you. In all seriousness, was it some really bad moments? Absolutely. But is there still reason to feel very optimistic?
Awesome.
Like it's definitely some things, man. Going back and rewatching it, to feel optimistic on both sides of the ball. And in all seriousness, man. And like I said, we'll deep dive into it the more we start to break this thing down organically and stuff like that. But you're not far off. Trust me, you're not. They got some stuff. But they got little tweaks they got to make. They got to make some tweaks though, man. All right.
Does it involve a quarterback change?
Well, we're gonna get to it. We'll get to it.
Farron Bradford. I feel bad for Mitch because you can see he is just playing not to mess up. He hears the Kenny chants. I don't think I was a part of this.
Yeah, you were. I seen a halftime video from you. Don't you lie. You was leading the charge. We want Kenny.
Well,
we want him. Dang it. Give me Kenny.
I'll put it to you this way. I was an exclusive Kenny chance. I was also Bring Back 7 chance. Bring Back 7 and Kenny.
So you was kind of diverse? You was diverse with it?
Yep.
I like that, man. A man of the people.
A combo of chants. You got to mix it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You can't let the other people, you can't let the
options.
people around you know what you're going to do.
Yeah, give them some options.
They think, this is just the Kenny chant guy. No, I'm going to bring in the Bring Back 7 chant too.
He's one of them guys. Okay. I like that.
So you never know what chant I'm going to be doing.
Come on now.
After the offense stalls out.
Listen, that's like when the chef bring you something special out from the back. You're like, bro, I thought I knew the menu, but wait a minute, where did this come from? I'm with you, bro. Absolutely.
He says he hears the Kenny chant, and that must be a tough pill to swallow. Yeah, in a way, I actually do feel bad for Mitch a little bit, too, because he was handed a raw deal after we drafted Pickett, not even going to front. Like, I felt bad for Maddox, too, in a way. Whenever he would come in for Ben, because Ben got hurt a couple times in his first 2 seasons. He came in for Ben, It was pretty much a shit show on offense, and I mean, people were going crazy. I mean, I think there were even news reports of people were like vandalizing his house and stuff. Like, I feel bad.
Yeah,
I feel bad. Maddox just isn't as good of a quarterback as Ben.
Yeah, and
Trubisky, in my opinion, isn't as good of a quarterback as Ben either, or Pickett. Mm-hmm. That's why I'm leaving the Steelers those two options. Farron Bradford. Moats, what happened to the boots, the rollouts we saw in preseason? I know we couldn't run the ball, but it's clear New England was committed to stopping 22, and that's a way we could have stretched the field.
Well, actually, we did call some of those, and we did connect on some of them. One that I wish we would have connected on was it was actually the throw to Pat Fry movement. It ends up hitting his fingers. It's like the first third down play of the game.
I think it was the first series, right?
That was one of them right there. Like I said, we did it a couple of times. And, offensively, man, we did do some of it. The problem was first half to second half. You look in the first half, we were moving the ball. We were, 6 or 7 on third downs. We were sustaining drives. We were doing a lot of that type of stuff. But as the game progressed, that is when we saw a shift for what New England was doing defensively, and that's where we never made that adjustment offensively. But we're going to dive into it. We'll dive into that a lot more as well, man, because Mitch definitely has some fault in this, but it is not on him exclusively. It is not. But we're going to get to it, though. Trust me, we'll get to it.
The big reveal.
No, it ain't a big reveal, but it's just in the sense of, like, I know we're going to have, like,
there's got to be a pie chart. We got to do a pie chart. Who to blame? So if Mitch, it's sounding like 20 or 30% right now, maybe.
We're going to get to
35%?
We just warming up, man. We ain't even 20 minutes into this nigga. Y'all trying to just drop it. Like, dang. Can we go through, like, the, it's how they do it? Whenever you watch a TV, they got, like, the little intro, the little 5-minute, like, warm up. Oh, they talking. Then this, then it's the build up. You know what I mean? We just getting into this thing, baby. That's it.
DeQuante Perry. 7 wins that game yesterday. Kenny week 4, question mark? That's my kind of guy right there.
Ooh, hey now.
Hit it from both angles.
Hey
7
now.
wins the game. And then also he's talking about Kenny in week 4.
All right.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right, we got Steelers Nation on fire. The Pats were holding like crazy on offense. We didn't get much pressure. If that was a part of it, sure. I'm with you there. But we didn't get much pressure on Mac. He was able to move in the pocket a little bit, climb in the pocket, make some plays. Yeah,
I was a little disappointed with the pressure element of it. Early on, I thought the first couple of series we were winning, but just not finishing. So it was a difference. Like, you can win a pass rush but not get a QB hit. You can win a pass rush and get a QB hit but not get the sack, right? And we saw in the interception with Minkah Fitzpatrick, Alex Highsmith, he wins. He gets the hit. We saw on the it was, I think, 2nd and 12. The one where he ended up getting to 3rd and 26, and they completed for like 24 yards, whatever. But the whole call, Malik Reed, I mean, he's winning, his one-on-one and stuff like that. The problem was, after those first 2 series, those wins started to disappear. I was really surprised in a sense, too, with our D-line as a whole, just not winning their one-on-ones. And it wasn't always the newcomers, It was some non-newcomers that weren't winning enough for their one-on-ones as well that I was really surprised by, man, in this particular matchup, man. I'm not going to lie to you. I was very surprised by it. But that also was playing a big role in this situation.
Okay. Let me know if I'm off track a little bit here because I was doing some things. Let's go, UW.
Yep, you good.
Time to start a GoFundMe to fire Canada and bring back Todd Haley.
Oh, no.
Even the wide receivers and Mitch have been quoted about not liking the play calling, even arguing about the calls in the huddle. Mans needs to go, but Tomlin won't do it.
Yeah, I was actually really happy to see some of that come out. Now, obviously, you don't want your team to be having dysfunction like that internally, but at the same time, I was glad that they actually did stand up and talk and speak on that, because otherwise everybody runs with the narrative that it is exclusively on Mitch Trubisky, that Mitch is the one not trying to stretch the field, that Mitch is the one that doesn't want to call these calls or doesn't want to check these plays and things like that. Does Mitch have some faults? Absolutely. And we'll get to that. But I'm glad that the teammates said something publicly, because otherwise people just run with that narrative and put it all on Mitch, like a lot of people are doing. I see your hat. It's all good.
Oh no! This is the combination of everything. Because yes, Canada as well, but that goes to my point of the sabotage last year. We brought in this guy for what?
All I'm saying
Are we kidding me?
All I'm saying is, I'm glad that those people did speak up on it, because at times, man, Canada did have some good flows. The scoring drive for Pat Frymouth, man, you look at that drive, the calls that he was making, I thought that was one of his best calls. I thought that was obviously the best the offense looked in the game. Problem was we didn't get it enough. And that's, what happens to a lot of teams the first 2-3 weeks of the season. Hence the reason why before the season, what do we say when we're talking about quarterbacks? We were like, yo, I don't mind a switch, but you need to give these dudes time to figure it out, time to gel, time to see who they are. If you crown them out the 1 week, you can't say that they're the worst team after that, the next week, and then you switch it again if they win the 3rd week, and then we'll switch it again on the 4th week. But that's what people want to do because of the feelings, because of the excitement, because of the emotion that's involved with it. But that's why we're always like, pump your brakes, because it's going to be like that for these first couple of weeks until they can figure out their identity before they can get up to speed. You talk about the running game. Some of it was on the O-line. Some of it was on Naji Harris. Are we going to say what?
Naji's former Steeler offensive linemen were posting some of the videos where it's like, dude, you just got to run up the middle.
All I'm saying is, are we going to say that Naji Harris is the reason why we can't run the ball and we should get rid of him and we're going to put Jalen Warren in? No. We're going to say, hey, man, he'll figure it out. Give him a little bit more time. That's all I'm saying. So after 2 games, we don't have to go full on blow up the whole empire. It's like, nah. This is a part of it. 4 weeks, though, is more ideal to me in my perspective, just because you're going to get some of the wackiness that typically happens in week 1 and week 2. 5 turnovers and we went in overtime, right? That's the wackiness that you talk about, right? Talk about how this week, man, we played clean for the most part, but when it was time to make some of the plays that we needed to play or make some of the plays that we needed to make, that's what cost us. I mean, Gunner fumbling a punt. Like, who?
We gave them a free 14 points. Akello getting mossed and Gunner fumbling the punt. Are you kidding me?
But when you're talking about early in the year, that type of wackiness can happen. That's legit. I don't expect that to be happening in week 6 or week 10 or week 15, but early on, the first 4 weeks, you're going to have this type of stuff. We always say missed tackles, mental errors and missed tackles, especially early in the season, because of what? You're still trying to get up to speed communication-wise. You haven't all been playing 4 quarters together collectively. Think about it. This unit still hasn't had 2 games together, all 11 starters out there. Last week you had TJ. This week you don't have TJ, So even still, you're trying to figure this thing out. Yo, who's with us? All right, how do you play this week? Or excuse me, last week we were a lot of base personnel, right? Defensively, TJ Watt, Alex Highsmith. This week we were running big nickel. You got Cam Hayward lined up at a DN. You got DeMarvin Leal playing out there as a DN. And at times it worked, but also it hurt us in the run game because they weren't as gap sound. But when you're taking a 3 technique or a 5 technique and telling him to play true DN, snap in and snap out, some of that's going to happen. So when we think about how they were able to run the ball on us the way they did, part of that is that, So that's why I'm like, man, early on, this is, like I said, we don't want to normalize it, but as players, it is normal. You kind of expect to have wackiness in the first couple weeks because you just don't know. You're trying to figure out what this version is going to look like. What is the 2022 version of the Steelers? And just because we might have done something last year, just because we had success or struggled in certain areas last year, you don't know if that's going to necessarily be the case again this season. But that's why the first couple weeks you're trying to figure that part out. And that's why all I'm saying is, man, we good, baby. We good. Because foundationally, in all 3 phases, we have stuff. Absolutely. You talk about Deontay Johnson, man, that dude was showing off. But at the same time, I'm not going to act like I didn't see Mitch Trubisky putting some fire throws to him. Man, that first throw we hit on the 3rd and 17 for the first down.
The 2-point conversion.
I'm telling you, man, when I saw that 3rd and 17 throw where Mitch is backpedaling, throws off the back foot, right, because that thing to the left. Man, what? And we're going to say that man's trash? That man can't get it done? That throw he hit the George Pickens versus Tampa too? Are you serious? That's the type of stuff I'm talking about. It's there, but it's not consistent enough. We're not calling it enough either, though. And that's the point for me that I look at. When I'm looking at some of this stuff.
Is the big reveal.
Well, I don't want to say big reveal, but it is a part of it because when I look at it, it's like I can point to throws that Mitch is making downfield. We can point to stuff. And we can say, man, you just said it yourself. That Deontay throw and catch, filthy.
That
George
Pickens, some filthy. Time too.
Absolutely. Now,
O-line's been somewhat impressed. They were
they've
solid.
been doing their thing.
They were solid against the pass.
And what did we say? In the 2 sacks they gave up, it didn't have nothing to do with the tackles either.
It was Mitch.
It didn't have nothing to do with tackles.
Just throw the ball away or whatever.
The first one, you could say throw it away, the Matthew Judon one. But at the same time, you wanted to throw it away or do you want to make a play? That's the whole debate with it. He's trying to make a play. Judon just closes in on him. But that's a Judon sack right there, right? What do we say? Judon got 12.5 sacks. He ain't beating nobody one-on-one, but he'll get you one of them, though. That's what he does. The second sack, that was on the interior offensive line. They just got gamed up, got whooped. That was that. But as a whole, the O-line gave them time. He had time. Now, I'm not going to say that Mitch was above reproach because his other issue was he was too quick with his reads in the sense of, hey, man, I see this right here. I see they're playing zone. Bump it. I'm going right here, right now. That's the part for me where I'm like, Mitch, you got to know when you want to hold that ball and take a chance, when you want to go ahead and get rid of it. At times, he does play like he doesn't want to mess up. But I don't fault him when you talk about all the noise, all of the nonsense, all of the buzz. That is real. Now, as a player, do you want to be above it? Absolutely. But human nature is still human nature. You still feel it regardless of how machine-like you try to be or try to project. That is real. So at times, I do feel like he plays not to mess up. I thought once he threw the interception, though, I thought he kind of cut it loose a little bit more. Then towards the end of the game, he went back to, I'm not going to mess up. I want to be a little more conservative. And that's where he has to
the underthrow for Naji on that wheel route.
Yeah.
That was a great example of it. Like you got to high point that, man. Or throw it higher so Naji can high point.
But we say that, but then if he would have drew the PI, no one's complaining. And that's the other part. Because we've seen how many times as defenders, we're like, man, you guys reward the underthrow. How many underthrows have we seen in the past where you throw it up, it's short, the receiver just runs back into the DB and gets the flag? I looked at Naji and said, man, that's when you got to create that contact. You can't drift away. Because as the quarterback, he's either going to throw it, like you said, front side, or he's going to put it right backside like that where you jump back in and create the contact. How many times have we seen that? How many times we get that flag? That's one of the easiest, most consistent things. But when we're talking about how we want to critique that, who we want to point the blame to, we like Naji. We don't like Mitch. So what does everybody say? Oh, Mitch got to throw a better ball. I'm looking at Naji like, bro, create the contact. We see it every time. And they call it every time. But instead, he didn't create the contact. He ran like it was a regular route, which was fine. But if you're trying to get that call, now that referee doesn't feel the pressure to throw it. When he sees that contact created, now he's feeling like, yo, I got to throw this flag. It's late in the game on top of that. I got to throw this flag. But because he never creates that contact, now that referee doesn't feel like I have to throw it. So now you're not even 50-50 with it anymore.
I'm with you. I do not blame Mitch really at all for that loss. I blame Gunner and I blame Michaela Witherspoon for getting Moss. That's really it. We gave Patriots free 14 points.
That swing killed us. You know what else, though? Before we had the muff punt, Cam Sutton dropping the interception as well.
Yeah.
That was
I blame more on Gunner because we literally brought you in to
I'm
be
with
an
you on
all-pro punt returner. Whereas Cam Sutton, there's that whole saying, that's why they play defense, right?
No, I'm with you on that.
It's like you would have liked the play to be made, but ultimately, Gunner, man, it's a simple punt. Just
I'm with you
catch
on
the
that,
ball.
Man.
Like,
I'm with you.
If we wanted that, we could have put someone else in there for punt returns, dude.
No,
seriously.
I feel you.
But, like, with Mitch, I don't blame him for the game at all, really. Like, I thought he made some nice throws, like you said. Mm-hmm. Didn't kill us, but it goes back to week one. We need more. And I think the conversation of when do we throw Pickett in, should we start considering? I think it's fair, just because I think Pickett can give us what Mitch has given us and potentially more with more upside.
Well, the whole upside conversation is dependent on who you're talking to.
Exactly. So, I think Pickett's better. So
right. So you'll feel like he has more upside. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that part doesn't bother me one way or the other. And I'm cool with whoever people feel upside or not. But my thing is putting Mitch in, putting Kenny in, or whoever, I don't see how that's going to drastically change if you're not calling enough of those type of calls. Like we said, man, we started the show off talking about a couple of the throws where Mitch had to stretch the field and he threw some dime throws, right? We talked about that. But at the same time, when you're looking at how many of those calls are actually being called where, hey, man, we want you stretching the field, we want you running these deeper routes, you're not getting a ton of that either. And that's the part that does show up. And that's the part where I'm saying to myself, well, what's the difference if it's Kenny Pickett out there? Kenny can make them same throws we just saw Mitch make. Okay, cool. But what's going to be the difference? Offensively, what would be the biggest difference outside of it just being, hey, we like this quarterback, so now we'll really just put it on the coordinator?
Well, it goes back to it goes back to what you said about the reads, though, as well. Like, if you think Pickett's the better quarterback, you think he's just going to make better reads.
But once again, I never said Mitch made bad reads. I said Mitch read it and then just said, you know what? I'm not going to hold the ball. I'm just going to go with the high percentage throw. High percentage is fine on first and second down. It can't be high percentage throws on third downs. And that's the thing where he has to understand that risk reward factor. At times, he's very cautious. He's like, man, I don't want to force this ball over here. It can get tipped. I'm going to go through the check now. I'm going to give this crosser a chance to make a guy miss. But I'm looking and I'm like, man, you can still try that right there. Now, will you turn the ball over a little bit more at times, taking some of these chances? 100% you will. But that's what you would have to live with. And that's the part for me when I look at Mitch. I just look at him and say, man, he's not willing to go that route. Now, if Kenny goes and he goes that route, but he's turning the ball over, what is the difference? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Because we're not going to say, oh, hey, he's turning the ball over too much. Now we got to pull him out. So what is the biggest difference? That's all. I'm just trying to get to that part of it, because call-wise, they're still going to be calling the same calls. It's just based on what we're seeing from Matt Canada. He's not calling a ton of the vertical stuff that you would want. And at first, it made sense because I was like, yo, O-line, they ain't protecting like they need to. But that has not been the case. And especially yesterday, they were protecting. They were doing their job, man. They were definitely doing their job. But that's my whole, like, grievance when I'm thinking of this offense and I'm thinking of this quarterback. I'm just like, I don't see it as you just switch those two dudes out and all of a sudden everything is drastically better. I think that you'd have to be a little bit more aggressive in terms of the call mentality. And then you'd have to just adjust Mitch to tell him, feel confident, man. We're not pulling you. Because until you give him that type of reassurance, you're going to get guys playing tight. You're going to get guys playing not to mess up. Kenny doesn't have that issue right now because what? He's the first round draft pick. But if Kenny has somebody on his neck, just because he was drafted and because he did something in college and we were all just boom, 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 we want him, Kenny's going to be playing tight. That's just a part of it. But I don't think that that's going to change overnight. But that's why I'm also saying that, hey, man, time is on this dude's side. It's not on his side, but if you give him time, everything I think will improve. Because I'm already looking at Mitch making throws and I'm like, bro, we ain't see that throw right there. That Deontay, that wasn't a filthy throw. That Pickens throw wasn't filthy. Like, we don't count them? I'm trying to count like how many deep throws my man Mac Jones hit yesterday.
Mac Jones wasn't that good.
But statistically, he still finished nice though, right? He got his team to win.
That lucky Moss.
I'm with you, but they finished nice. They not talking about, hey man, we got to get rid of Mac Jones, man. Mac Jones, this Mac.
They don't have someone else though.
Oh my God.
That's the other thing with that. Like, we drafted Pickett in the first round, and I said at the beginning, Mitch kind of got a raw deal here. But you're talking about the difference. I get you on this because the coordinator's not going to go away. So if the play calling's not going to go away, you're like, oh, what's the difference between Pickett and Mitch? If you think Pickett's the better quarterback, though, it's those little things. It's hey, man, it's a 3-point game. I think Pickett just gets it done for us somehow, some way.
You just said it, right?
Same thing with Big Ben.
But you said if you believe in him, that's the difference. You think that Kenny is this drastic upgrade over Mitch.
I think I think he would, no matter what, Pickett as a rookie, he would at least give us what Mitch gave us yesterday and potentially more.
Well, we'll find out in due time. That's all I'm saying. But
because I don't think we're going to fire Canada mid-season.
I'm just not a fan of this narrative that it's a Mitch issue, because to me, when I'm watching it, does he play a part of it? Sure. But there are still other people on this offense that are playing a part of it as well. Like, you're watching this dude play with no consistent running game. Like I said, some of that is on the O-line, some of that is on Naji. But you're still watching him play without a running game. So that doesn't count? We don't care about that? It doesn't
help get him on schedule. Listen, I'm with you. I don't think Mitch lost us the game. I don't think he won it for us, though, either.
Okay.
And you do want that. I in a quarterback. Late in game, 3-point, we need to step it up here.
Okay.
Just something like that. That's really it. And then it goes back to what you said. If you think Mitch is that guy. But after 2 weeks, you're
to the point of desperation when you think that, hey, man, we got to just do it right now. Because it seems desperate. It seems like, yo, you said we have an option. We got to do it right now.
Week 3. Mitch is obviously going to be playing in this game. Let's see how he does. If it's more of the same, dude, then why not? Why not? Because Mitch isn't getting blasted. I think that was most people's main concern was like, all right, protect Pickett. You don't want to have him out there in a Joe Burrow situation. Yeah. Mitch is mobile. The offensive line hasn't been playing that bad. 2 sacks in 2 games. Mm-hmm. Kenny's more mobile than Mitch. So, like, I don't think Pickett would be out here getting blasted or have his health at risk.
Hey, man, it's all good.
And if you think he can do at least what Mitch has been doing up to this point, I don't see why not.
Well, I guess maybe, if that is as simple and cut and dry, well, maybe the whole coaching staff and the GM and everybody need to be fired then, right? Because they clearly don't agree with that.
I'm not opposed to firing Canada for sure.
No, everybody should go because offensively they're all signing off on it. But they're all signing off on it. That's all I'm saying. If it's to that point and it's so blatantly obvious, I personally don't think that's the case. But if that is the case, then why aren't we calling for Canada, Coach Tomlin, Omar Khan, and if Mr. Rooney is signing off and allowing all this to happen, all this sabotage, all this tanking intentionally and in theory, if it is that clear, why aren't we just getting rid of all of them? That's all I'm saying.
It's tough because Tomlin's a good coach, so you don't get rid of him. I'm not even saying. I'm not saying that.
But how is he a good coach if he's signing off on Matt Canada making that decision?
That's a tough one. That's a tough decision.
What's tough about it? You got the first round draft.
Sometimes you take W's and L's as coaches and making decisions.
But they say you're either coaching it or you're allowing it to happen. So either way, however we want to look at it, he's in the wrong, right? If that's the theory, if it's that simple, that's all I'm saying.
They made the redemption pick and Pickett though. So you got your chance.
But they're letting them waste away.
You got your chance for the redemption.
But they're letting them waste away, right?
Well, that's what I'm talking about. Putting in Pickett at some point here, maybe in the next couple of weeks.
Okay.
That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I think this team is good. No, I mean, Omar Khan, he's been on fire this offseason in terms of his moves and personnel and getting this team. Because I think our team, it goes back to the infrastructure of the team is really good. I'm not concerned. Because I think we're going to be fine. It's just we do need to take it up a notch on offense. We definitely do.
Mm-hmm. But after 2 weeks, you're ready to change the most important person on the offense.
No, let's see how it looks in week 3 against the Browns.
Well, okay, excuse me. You're not. A large majority, though, is ready to make that switch after 2 weeks now.
I don't know if it's just because I've accepted that Trubisky is going to be playing week 3 or if I actually
don't know, because
would make the move right now. But no, I think on a short week on the road against the Browns, you leave Mitch in there.
Why? Kenny ain't good enough to play in Cleveland?
I'm not saying that.
So
I think he'd be fine for the moment.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. Why'd you say on a short week? What's the difference? If he could give you what he gave him yesterday anyways, what's the difference?
I think we still win with Mitch, but I'm with you. I'm ready to. I would have put Pickett in week 1. You're talking to the wrong guy, but I'm just saying from a whole bird's eye view standpoint, Tomlin, you still got to keep the locker room. There's a lot of things at play. The politics of it.
No, it ain't.
There's a lot of
that
things.
Guy wins you games. We saw Jimmy G and Trey Lance, right? Hey,
I don't know if that would sit well, Tomlin just pulling Trubisky after 2 weeks.
They pulled Jimmy G and put Trey Lance out there and said, y'all better take it.
Nah, that was a whole offseason thing where it's like, all right, we're heading in this direction. We're going to be in that spot, presumably this offseason. Of
when we drafted Kenny Pickett, I thought that everybody knew what was up. He was going to be the guy, right?
I was going for it, but obviously the organization didn't go in that direction.
For sure.
They gave Mitch the reins and didn't lose the job in the preseason, obviously, and that's why he started week 1.
Nah, I'm with you. In all seriousness, though, I'm picking with you, but it's just more so because it is funny when we think about all the things that we'll bring up in terms of fussing and arguing about this offense and what we don't like and this and that, but we always just go back to, you switch the quarterback out. That's what it got to be. And I'm just like, man. But if we're saying that it's Canada, if we're saying that, we're not running the ball, we're saying this and that, I just, but that's why everybody has their feelings about it, and that's fine.
If anything, it's just more and more evidence of the 7 sabotage before my eyes. It's unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable. It's all the elements. It's literally all the elements.
You sure?
Canada as a play caller. Trash. I've been trying to tell people that all off season, all regular season last year. Basically, it was just my main call was it's not 7's fault.
Okay.
So Canada, we're seeing his play calling with his new mobile call, all this stuff, and people are saying it's trash. It was trash last year. I don't know why we sided with him over a Hall of Fame GOAT quarterback.
You ain't like that jet sweep to Gunner for the first down. He picked up 15.
His jet sweeps, low key,
15.
have been a little bit more successful than not over these last couple of years.
It was 15.
I'll give him credit for that.
It was 15 on that play, man.
Didn't make up for the botched punt return, but then also Mitch. Come on, man. Come on. I'm just saying, we picked Mitch over Big Ben. That's essentially what we did here. We picked Mitch and a college coordinator over Ben Roethlisberger. It's disgusting, dude. It's disgusting.
We wanted to go in a new direction, man. You got to chill, man. Jeez.
It's absolutely disgusting.
They wanted to try something new, man. Just let them live, man. They're trying something new, and when you try something new, sometimes it isn't as nice as you wanted it to be.
We're seeing all the same elements pop up. Lack of run game, offensive line shoddy. Now, I do think they actually played pretty good in this game.
I'm telling you, bro.
Protecting the pass, I thought they did all right.
Passing game, they've been better. Running game, they still got to improve, but passing game, they definitely were better, man.
We got Pickens now. I'm sure Ben would have liked him as a target.
Yeah, he looked good, too. Man, he looked good.
The sabotage is ever before our eyes. It's disgusting.
Yeah.
Okay. Next super chat.
Now I will go back and we'll obviously keep going with these supers, but I did want to give you some more love about Ben, just in the sense of this, not talking about last year, Ben. I know you're gonna take that and think of directly last year, but some of the throws that I did see Mitch passing up on, I didn't fault him for it, because to me, I don't think that personally any of our quarterbacks are capable to make some of these throws. These are Ben caliber throws that I'm talking about, but not last year, Ben. Don't get it twisted. We
saw plenty of those last year, though.
Nah, I'm talking vintage, Ben, because
whenever they let Ben run the offense.
But think about this. We can point to 2 throws that Mitch made yesterday that were Ben caliber. The problem is OG Ben caliber, in terms of prime Ben caliber, it wouldn't be 3 or 4. It would be a lot more of that. You know what I mean? He was dicing it up. He was willing and dealing. Last year, that was not the case. We could all agree with that. He could do some of it, but not to the full extent. Seeing we saw with Trubisky yesterday, he did
up all year after that Raiders game.
However we want to slice it, at the end, the results were what they were. So when I look at Mitch, some of them throws, I'm like, I don't think that he's capable of fitting that ball in there. Because, number one, it's only a handful of guys that can do that. Now, for a long time, we had that guy in Ben Roethlisberger. He's not that guy currently in terms of being able to do it to that level for 4 quarters. That's not the 7 that we're talking about. That wasn't the 7 from last year, Deke. You know that. You know that.
Dude was playing banged up.
Deke, either way, you know
he
that
didn't
wasn't
talk
the 7
about
from
it at
last
all.
year, though. That's all I'm saying.
After that Raiders game, that hip, I think it affected him.
That's fine. But
still made it happen.
But either way, there was a drop off. I don't think that any of our quarterbacks are going to be able to do it on that level. So when I see some of these dudes not taking some of these chances, when I see some of these guys not, or if I see Mitch Trubisky in particular not taking his chance and trying to dice his ball in there, I'm not mad at that, because I know, hey, man, the chances of you completing that, 1 out of 10, you know? Whereas if you're talking about 7, well, yeah. When 7 was 7, man, you talking about 7 out of 10, maybe even 8 out of 10. How many times we seen Ben put that ball in between double coverage to AB, and we like, bro, how? How many times we seen that?
All the time.
That's a 7 thing. Trubisky ain't capable of that. I don't think Kenny or Mason are capable of that, personally. But Ben could do that. He could do it consistently at a high level. I just think we're all going to be having that hard lesson in reality that, hey, man, it's only a handful of legit franchise caliber quarterbacks, legit all-pro $100 million guys. Everybody else is situational. We talk about the Kirk Cousins and stuff like that, and we laugh about them, but it's like, that's you're happy if you get one of them versions. But the guys that get them top 5 guys, man, it's rare. Like I said, we just had one for a heck of a long time. But right now, it's going to take some time before we get another version of that. That's all I'm saying. So
we let the dude walk away.
Fair enough.
It's a shame.
Fair enough.
Ran him out of town.
Fair enough.
For Mitch Trubisky and Matt Canada.
However you want to say it. All I'm saying is last year's version was not the version that I was speaking on specifically. Okay? He was still good, but he's not. That wasn't the one I was talking about.
I think
wasn't referring to that
matters.
one, man.
I mean, if you believe he was banged up.
Well, I don't believe he was banged up. You believe he was banged up.
After that Raiders game.
Yeah, I just feel like, it's one of them things, man. If you're out there, you're out there.
Right. But I think, in general, if that was the case, I mean, Brady, right? Would people were writing him off after 29? It's one bad. It's like it was an off season for, like, in general. We still saw moments. We still saw him overcome this Canada offense, overcome the lack of running game, overcome
you know the difference between the both of them?
The lack of O-line.
You know the difference between both of them? One said, I'm going to go improve it. And they went to Tampa Bay and won a Super Bowl. So now it ended that debate, whereas the other guy, he's not doing that. So that's going to forever be a debate then.
Loyal to the city.
Hey, well, whatever reason it may be, that's fine. But
dude said he would have liked to come back.
Yeah, that's fine. But in the end, that is the situation,
Steeler Nation on fire. I will bring Ben back if he can drop his weight to 210 or 220 and build up his arm strength.
Oh no.
210 or 220.
Jeez.
That's skinny as hell for him,
dude.
right?
I was going to say, dude, what? 210, bro. And you got to think, he tall. Like, nah, bro. He looks sick out there, man.
Okay. Next one we got. I believe this is DeQuante Perry. No, I already got him, right?
Yeah.
Damon Brown, 478 in the building. Couldn't find you, Deke. Man, Pittsburgh, other than the loss, took great care of me. The locals were looking out for your boy, and I'm at Moats.
Shout out.
My weekend was dope af. Shout out to Trina.
There it is. Oh, and I think we did miss one.
Okay.
Scrooge Greedy. Says Master Moats and Big Deke. Big love from the 918, Tulsa, Oklahoma. T-Town, baby. Still the nation. In Drillaville, yeah, boy. We beating Cleveland, y'all. Let's get it. All right.
We're going to have to.
Get it, man. Let's get it.
All right, next one. LD Carter. Watch the game again. I know it's forbidden to say, but O-line looked good.
No, protection-wise, they were there, man. And like I said, even running game-wise.
Forbidden to say.
It wasn't, like I said, perfect, but they did do some good stuff. I thought the weirdest part was our interior O-line, man. They wasn't as consistent as I needed it to be, man. They had some chances, though. And they are continuing to get better, though, and that's the beautiful part with them. Good thing we didn't fire people, right? Good thing we didn't just make mass changes after 1 week, 2 weeks. You know what I'm saying? Let them get some time. They developing. They gelling. It looks a little bit better now, man.
Okay. We got AJ Martinez. Just saying D Brown.
Shouting them out. You know you got to show them love.
Gorilla mode. Am I the only one seeing Deontay Johnson looking elite? Has definitely raised his level of play / confidence. It's a shame we can't target him downfield.
Now, how you going to say that when we've been targeting him downfield? We saw the Jordan one last week. We saw the crazy on the sideline. Them targets downfield. I know maybe
he's talking about like ABS type of targets because
okay.
Right now, if you look at Deontay's stat line, you couldn't tell that he reached maybe another level here or a more elite level as a receiver.
But that's the part that I personally go back to saying design. They're not calling a ton of deep stuff for him either.
So Matt Canada sucks.
I don't want to say he sucks. I'm just saying that he is going to have to make some adjustments. That's all. Because the reason I tried
telling him target Pickett more last week.
The reason why I don't say he sucks is, like I said, he does have some stuff where it's like, when I look at that drive where we scored with Pat Frymouth, man, some of the stuff that he's calling, the flow of it looked good. But it's just not consistent enough. And when teams make adjustments and they say, okay, well, we're going to give you the underneath. We're going to play zone. All right, well, now we're going to go Tampa 2. How do you respond to that? Okay, well, now we're going to go cover 1 right here. Those are some of the things I'm just like, man, does he have a feel for when to call certain plays? And as we said, it's a difference between me giving you a playbook, Deke, and saying, hey, go out here and call this stuff. You got the full gamut 60 plays, but if you don't know which you should call first and second down, you don't know third down versus backed up versus midfield versus red zone versus high red zone versus nickel personnel versus dime personnel versus base personnel. If you're not able to do all that on the fly, then at times you're going to look inconsistent. And that's the stuff for me where I'm looking and I'm trying to figure out, okay, how long until he can get that part? Because he does have some good calls. And I'm like, okay, I like that call right there. He has some cool concepts. I'm like, all right, that concept, that's pro ready. That works. And we saw some success on it. But then it's just like at times I question his feel for it, the flow of, all right, should I call this right now? In terms of just the design of this call, if it's 3rd and 8, is this going to give this quarterback enough targets that are beyond 8 yards, first off? Or are you going to have 3 routes that are crossing at 3 and 5 yards and we talking about, hey, Mitch, you got to stretch the field. And I'm looking like, where? Who is he throwing it to that's running a deep route? That's some of the stuff that when I think of Canada, I'm like, that's where you got to be better at. But once again, this is 2 weeks. Short week, let's see. But that is some of the stuff that he has to improve upon in terms of just that feel for it, that flow for it, and that is a real element. We used to get on. It's plenty of people you get on, though. All right, it's plenty of people you get on that might have every call in the game, but just don't know when to call certain calls, all right? And that could be part of his issue. That's all.
All right, we got... Man, correct me if I'm wrong here. I'm losing it here. I'm getting disorganized.
It's all good. It happens.
AJ Martinez or Jason Winston.
Hold on.
Those two.
Because I just had a whole new gamut just popped up on mine as well. We just finished up with...
I think it's Jason Winston.
Yes.
So he says Stevie Wonder can see the field better than Mitch.
Like I said, I don't think that Mitch has a seeing the field issue, man. I think it's risk-reward issue. He's seeing zone, man. And he's going to the open man. But at times, like, man, you don't got to rush that. Take time. Take a chance with this. And
3rd and 8 on the 4th quarter, check down to Naji. Yeah, we can't have that.
Yeah. I would agree. I'm trying to think on that. Yeah, because it wasn't pressure on that one. But that was one of those ones. Absolutely, it's one of those ones. And like I said, he did have some where it was on him. Don't get it twisted and think that I'm saying Mitch is not, at fault in any, capacity here. He definitely is in certain levels. I'm just saying, I feel like the way that people have essentially dumped this load on him as if he is the one that has to be yanked out of this lineup for this team to look better offensively. That's where I don't agree. That's where I'm like, I'm not going that far. But like I said, he definitely has some improvement to do as well, though.
Jalen Johnson, I'm liking the play by the O-line. Did you catch James Daniel in post-game interview? Mm-hmm. He said the offensive struggles were similar to the ones he had in Chicago. Coincidence? Question mark.
Well, I mean, who was the coordinator out there?
I know the common denominator is the quarterback, but
who
was the coordinator? Nagy.
Yeah, I said he had to survive Nagy. Now he's having to
survive
survive the head
coach,
Canada.
But I'm pretty sure he called the plays, correct?
So there you go. See, he's surviving both of them, man. Yeah. And we know with Matt Canada, man, this is his second year, but he's still new in the NFL. He doesn't have like this long resume of NFL offensive coordinator success, and we've seen plenty of times now in the past. Like, it doesn't matter what you've done collegiately. Professional ranks is different. Chip Kelly, prime example, right? You can have some success at times, but eventually it catches up, man. You got to be able to make adjustments, and that's the part where I'm looking at Matt Canada, and it's just like, he's got to make some adjustments. But he's a professional, so he should be making these adjustments very soon, hopefully.
We'd like to think so.
Yes.
AJ Martinez, Sabotage 7 is even in my phone recall. What's that mean?
Probably like his autocorrect, maybe? Like, you type it in, it's like, it just autocorrects to that now.
Either that or he has notifications set on the daily, probably around like 4 or 5 o'clock. Reminder, 7 Sabotage. Q. Oh, yeah, let me know if I lose
no, you good. I'm
following
you. You good. You might want to start screenshotting in a little bit, though, because I think we got a whole new batch that just pulled up on us.
I'll support the GoFundMe to get rid of Canada. Next we got Al Sauce. Mm-hmm. The film don't lie. Mitch is not making the reads. Too afraid to make a mistake. Can't play scared.
Yeah, film don't lie, but I don't know which film y'all be watching, man. The film I watch, I don't see him making bad reads. Like I said, I just see him not being patient enough at certain times. But, everybody got their perspective of it, and that's fine.
Just goes back to what I said. I don't think Mitch lost us the game by any stretch of the imagination.
But he has to be the one to get pulled, though, right?
No. He didn't win it for us. I think being a quarterback, sometimes it's like, bro, we need you in the fourth quarter. We need to play. Winning time. Whatever the hell it is. So we need to take it up a notch.
In all seriousness, though, would we hold Kenny Pickett to the exact same standard for the exact same duration of time as well before we would start making the same type of comments that we're making about Mitch? It's 2 regular season games. Would you look at Kenny Pickett after 2 regular season games and have that same type of approach, that same type of sentiment, that same type of, nah, man, I'm grading him to this standard and it has to be this, and anything less than this after 2 weeks is unacceptable? Would you hold him to that standard?
It's different because Pickett's a rookie. We drafted Pickett. Mitch is 4 or 5 year veteran. No. I get what you're saying. You're saying if Pickett comes in, it's the exact same stat line.
And it's just 2 weeks.
Exact same
result. And it's literally 2 weeks.
I get what you're saying, but I think that is the difference. Pickett has leeway. Okay. He just naturally does. But the other part of that, though, is if you believe Pickett is like Trubisky or if you think he's better.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I don't think we'd be necessarily seeing exactly what we've been seeing from Mitch with Pickett out there. And if it was, there's natural growing pains you're going to get with Pickett probably as being a rookie. But you got to accept that.
Well, if that is your mindset, that's fine. Cool. I don't agree with it, but that's fine. And I do feel like fans, they do have that approach, which is why I don't spend a lot of time arguing the whole, hey, man, Kenny, Mitch, and stuff like that. Because if that is how you feel, then there's nothing that a tape is going to show or that I can say or that anybody can say that's going to change that mentality, which is fine. But that is good information to know ahead of time. Because essentially you're saying that whatever Mitch was going to do at any point in time, it was never going to be enough because it was never going to live up to the expectation.
He throws 303 touchdowns, or if we win yesterday's game on a final game-winning drive, I'm head over heels today.
But he gave you that last week, and you're not head over heels
because I still felt like we needed more. In the second half, we let the Bengals come back from the 5 turnovers.
You just said if he gave you that game-winning drive, didn't he give you 2 of those in overtime last week?
Yeah, but bro, I still had that perspective coming from that game of like, we're gonna need more. We're just gonna need more going forward. I liked what he did. I was the last person calling for Mitch's job in week 1. Wasn't even on my mind. Like, dude, why are we doing this? We went 1-0 against the Bengals. That was good. But it felt like we got more of the same in this Patriots game, and we ended up losing. And it wasn't his fault. That's the thing I'm talking about. I just don't think it's.
How do you say it wasn't his fault, but yet you're bashing him, saying he's the guy that needs to be pulled? And
it was Gunner and Akello. And I'm not saying he needs to be pulled right now. He's going to get the Browns game here.
Yeah, but you said if it looks like that again, you said that's the difference. He would be that's the scapegoat.
He's not the scapegoat. Because we could always bring in Canada and talking about the play calling. But we're not going to fire Canada.
So since we're not going to fire Canada, that means that Mitch has become the scapegoat in a sense, right? Because we're saying, hey, all we need to do is just change
yesterday
this
was Gunner and
we'll
Akello.
Fine. So then if all it was yesterday was Gunner and Akello, why are we hollering Mitch?
As I said, I would like my quarterback to, when things are dicey, when things go bad, defense, special, whatever it is, pull out a win whenever we're down 3 points and we got like 2 or 3 opportunities in the fourth quarter.
All good.
That's really it, dude. If you think Pickett is that guy, he can give you the baseline of what Mitch has given you already, but has more upside, which is what I believe, then I don't see why we can't put Pickett in. Or at least have that conversation and have it be legitimate.
Fair enough. And that's all we saying. Everybody can have the conversation. I personally don't agree with the conversation, but we are having
Mitch is getting the Browns game.
Dude,
if Mitch goes out here, 250, 2 touchdowns, one against the Browns double digit, we keep going.
Okay.
We keep going. He goes out against the Browns, 160 yards. Not good yards per attempt, touchdown, 2 picks or something. We lose. Dude, it's a conversation to be had. Because the sample size, then it's 3 games. It's like, I don't want to keep tossing games.
I'm cool with it.
If the change could be a difference of however many points on a game-by-game basis, that could lead to more wins for us.
We can have that conversation however often. I just wanted to know ahead of time would we have similar conversations if the switch were to happen this season. And you said that we wouldn't because he's the rookie and we're going to look above all, or we're going to look past all that stuff. So we're going to overly criticize Mitch going forward. And whenever Kenny goes, we'll drop that standard down. I got it. That is fine. And I feel like that is what a lot of the fan base is for. So I'm cool with that, baby. I just needed to know.
I don't know if it's an over criticism of Mitch just saying we need more.
That's fine.
That's all we're saying right now. And if you think Pickett can give you more.
I do think we need more, and we've said that. All I'm saying is
you're never going to know till you put him out there.
Well, fair enough. And that's the part that we got to wait to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, man. This could be rough here. This could be rough on the super chat here. Let me know where this is. The 12th wonder. I might have jumped you.
No. I think you're good. Yeah, you're good.
Really? Mitch has to get out of his head and start trusting his receivers. Give them a ball that they can fight for, and I'll live with an interception if it happens.
Would you live with the interception if it happens?
Yeah, I lived with it yesterday. I mean, took a shot over the middle of the field.
People won't living with that. Don't you lie.
Defensive player made a nice play on the ball.
But people won't living with that. They was ready to hang Mitch then. You know they was ready to hang Mitch then. They ain't living with that.
I may have said bring back 7, but
that's the stuff that I'm just talking like when we say, hey, we would live with that or we want to see him take this. But then if he does it, you crucify, not you, people crucify this man. It's like, bro, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. And then if you don't say, hey, man, it's Kenny, then it's like, oh, man, well, what are you looking at? What are you thinking? It's like, yo, y'all don't really hear how y'all sound right now. Like, that's just crazy to me.
I just think with how the game played out overall, this is my takeaway. This is a lot of people's thoughts of just like, dude, if this is what we're going to be getting from the offense, if this is what we can expect.
At least give us our quarterback we want to watch, right?
Well, no, not necessarily that. Give us the guy that we think's got more upside. Give us the guy we drafted in the first round for a reason to be our franchise quarterback. Because Mitch was flipping the script in the second half. That drive where he threw the touchdown pass to Freiermuth, I'm like, all right, do this the next drive. Mm-hmm. Holy hell. But didn't happen. And it didn't happen in a lot of the series throughout the game. So you're just like bummed because even though, as I said, I'm not blaming Mitch for this game. I'm not.
All right.
I'm blaming Gunner and Akello Witherspoon for Akello getting mossed and Gunner. Because even with how Mitch played, we win that game. Change nothing else. Right. Mitch makes the same reads, the same passes. Everything happens the exact same. We win the game.
For sure.
There was no Belichick out-dueling Tom. No, we gave them 14 points for free.
I'd agree. I would.
No, but then here's what I'm saying, though. I still think the conversation would be, we still need more from the offense. We're winning. We're getting by.
Yeah.
Maybe we don't make this drastic switch as we're winning.
I'm in agreement. I'm all in agreement with you. Keep it going. I'm in agreement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't play out that way, though. And that's the thing. Whenever the rest of the team could get the offense in a bind, or we need to score a point, whatever it is, I would have liked that second gear to be on display where we come away with that one 2-0.
Fair enough.
And if you think Pickett is the difference, then I don't see why you'd be so hesitant to put him in. Or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Give Mitch this week against the Browns, but
fair enough.
It's something to be thinking about going forward.
Fair enough, man.
Cam Letson. Sup, boys? Don't know if you know about Channel 7 on YouTube, but it's Ben's podcast. Can't wait to see what he has to say about that game. Also, would like to shout out Gunner for his get-back game. What a bummer.
Yeah, I want feeling the get-back game, and I definitely did drop my top 2.
I got you, bro.
You're a real one.
Yeah, that really disappointed me. I mean, because he had that 15-yard reverse that you talked about.
It was fire,
and
too,
I was just like,
tell me that was
dope.
This
doesn't matter.
It was dope, bro. That was a dope return. I mean, not return, but it was a dope reverse, man.
I was like, it doesn't really matter.
Physical run at the end of it, too, man.
All right, next one. Yeah, I think you're going to have to take over for some of these potentially.
All good.
Next one is Jacob Alessia.
Nope. All right, I'm in right here. Because you're right, Cam played?
Yeah.
All right, bet. So make sure you screenshot the rest of them, though, because, I did see a big old jump come in here. But, I get these next couple right here. I got Sabotage Harris. He says, my guys, love the show watching from the office. At Deke, mac and cheese over titties yesterday.
Mac didn't play good.
He did not. I would agree with you. Let's bounce back Thursday night. We're still in the race. Defense have to carry us again. # fire Canada. Yeah, defense does have to continue to carry us. But what did we also say this year, man? We said how we win in these games. Defense, special teams, not turning the ball over. Fortunately, we did have 2 turnovers yesterday, right? In terms of the interception and obviously the muff punt. And then defensively, we did not do enough for 4 quarters. You talked about the bomb, obviously, on Akello. For me, I hated the fact how we ended the game not being able to stop the run in a situation where we knew they were going to run the ball. But some of that was coaching to me based on some of the personnel groupings that they had out there. But we'll talk about that too, man. But yeah, man. Yeah, defense. Yeah, they're gonna have to carry us, man. They're gonna have to do it for a little while.
Even without TJ Watt. Yeah, I thought they played great.
I ain't saying great.
The only knock is more pressure, really. But dude, technically we only gave up 10 points. Though, yeah, that was a bummer final series.
Yes,
bummer final
series. You know that they're running the ball. You have to be able to stop the run. Yeah,
really was a bummer. But technically, we only gave up 10 points as a defense.
They're doing their part without a doubt. But we're not asking them to be a good defense. The standard for that unit this year, and obviously we know there was going to be a drop off because there was no TJ Watt, but we need elite from them. We need top 5 from them week in and week out. Now we know that's going to be very difficult without TJ Watt, but that's what we need from them because, like you said, they only gave up 10, but we didn't have all the splash. We had just the 1 turnover. We didn't have any of the sacks either. We have to create all of that. All of it kind of goes together, you know?
Yeah.
All right. Next up, we got Money Bags. He says, I knew that fumble in the end zone would haunt us. Oh, he's talking about on the punt? He's got to be talking about the punt. Yeah, because that's the only fumble, right? That was in the end zone. The one
it was close to the end zone. I mean, it technically wasn't in it.
Right, he caught it on like the 2, then he dropped it. And,
maybe he's talking about that safety.
Where Presley punted it. Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't know why they decided on what. I don't know. Well, I was still at my house. I was about to leave at that point.
Just from my understanding is the rule is he didn't have possession. If he had possession first and then he ran into the end zone, that was one thing, but he never had the possession. It was a muff essentially. Goes through, falls to the end zone. So from there, by rule, technically it would be a touchback. So, yeah.
Because he didn't have control.
Yeah, but it was a dope tackle on Connor Hayward too. Shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
Definitely enjoyed that. I was like, I see you, Connor. I see you, baby. We still got the magic, huh?
Yeah.
You know what they say. You do an interview on the podcast, man. You go out there and ball out the next week, man.
Right.
Akello, he never just think about, man. He might need another tune-up. He need to come back on.
I didn't think he played bad.
I'm just saying he won't get dunked on though.
That was his fault. His own fault. His own sabotage. Dude, there was nothing about Aguilar. It went through Keller Witherspoon's hands.
It was nothing, yes. I still don't know how you didn't pick it, bro. It literally either that, and then I think of the crazy pass. Like, it was a couple crazy things like that. So I think of that play. I think of the football that hits Freiermuth in the face on the crossing route. That was a third down as well.
Yep.
Third, was it 12 or something like that? It hits right in the face. I was like, yo, this is just like freaky. Like, that doesn't happen, man. Yeah. There was another one too, wasn't it?
Cam Sutton with the dropped interception.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because that one hit him square in the chest too. Yeah. It was one of them ones, man. It happens like that though. It's one of them days, man. It was one of them days.
Stupid game.
All right. Jacob Malicio says, Cam played like doo-doo. Sorry, not sorry. You want to ask him which Cam he talking about?
Yeah, I don't think Sutton really played that bad.
So you really want to ask him which Cam he talking about?
Wasn't really paying attention to our defensive line. I just know we weren't getting pressure. So, all right, if we want to target Cam.
No, man, I'm not targeting Cam. Cam did not play like dude. He just wasn't as dominant. But it was more so just tip of the cap to
schemed up against them.
No. Their rookie, he played well.
People were shitting on that draft pick too.
I know. He played well. I was surprised. He played well. He was definitely handling his fair share of reps a lot more than I was expecting from him. But also, they were moving Cam around a lot more too, man. They was having him play as a DN, and that was the part for me where sometimes it's cool, but you can't have Cam and DeMarvin Leal playing that many snaps at DN. But when you're talking about replacing TJ Watt, this is what you have to do. TJ is dominant against the run. He's dominant against the pass. He can drop into coverage. He can twist. He can, do everything you need from him. So in terms of trying to replace him, you're not going to just have a Malik Reed, a Jameer Jones and company do that. So you have Cam and DeMarvin to give you that super stout edge versus the run. And at times it was very good, but at other times, like I said, just gap-wise, they weren't as fundamentally aligned as they needed to be, but you still felt that. Then you see on some of the pass rush, like obvious pass rush situations, you see Malik and who's that? It was Malik, Jameer Jones will come in there and some of the other dudes, and you're like, all right, cool. But it was never like this. I just didn't like how when you're putting Cam and DeMarvin out there at DN, I just think that it's stretching what they're capable of a little bit too thin. You're taking some of the things that they're really dominant at, and you're putting that as like an afterthought in a sense, man. And that was the thing for me where I was just like, man, I see why they're doing it. I just personally didn't agree with that approach for them against this team.
Got you. Alex P next?
Yes.
To be honest, I think it's more QB than coordinator. Can't miss wide open receivers. Don't care what plays are called when they're open. Mm-hmm. Start Kenny. Canada is still not great, though.
Hey, man, like I said, if that's the standard, then Mitch is not going to live up to that. So, yeah.
Future fresh. Mitch misreads. But what lost this game was no pressure. Gunner fumble and Akello not playing through the hands of the receiver. Run game, of course.
Yeah.
Sad face.
Yeah.
Naji, he still ended up with almost 100 total yards.
Oh, yeah, in terms of total offense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, he had some nice receptions and stuff. Mm-hmm. But again, he doesn't look right, man.
But to me, I think that he's also a guy that is getting up to speed as well. We talked about that going into this game in terms of why you were a little bit more excited about Jaylen Warren versus Naji Harris. And even watching him again this week, Naji just looks like a guy who's still getting back up to that level of game speed. Whereas when I look at Jaylen looks like a guy who's been fighting for he's been fighting for his NFL life. But that's what I'm saying. Like, he looks like a guy who's been fighting for his NFL life since he's gotten here. Every training camp practice has been a game for him. Every preseason game has been the Super Bowl for him. You know what I mean? So when you see him get that ball, when you see him out there in pass protection, everything he's doing as if he doesn't have a tomorrow. Whereas when I think of Naji, it's like you can still see the smoothness, you can still see the vision at times and the power and the explosiveness, but it's having to get geared up to that level. And it's almost there. It's not far off. But that's the thing for me when I think of him. I'm just like, he's just getting back up to speed. He's missed time, And you don't have the same luxury when you're practicing during the week to get back to that level as in training camp. And obviously, this is a short week. So when you're talking about practicing today, it's not a practice. It's a walkthrough, When you talk about tomorrow, it's a walkthrough. You can't practice like that and then go out there and expect to play in a game on Thursday. You're still recovering from yesterday. But to me, man, he's that one where I'm like, once he gets that thing going like that, it'll be fine. But that's also the part where I was kind of like, man, I don't necessarily want to just lean heavy Jaylen Warren and give him all these opportunities, even though he is playing well, because we need Naji to get up to speed. And the only way that's going to happen is by getting him more touches, getting him just hit more, filling it more, and just getting back out there.
Yeah, I thought he played better than last week, but I don't think it was by this huge, wide margin.
Nah.
But, yeah, if we could improve a little bit better than next week, maybe he gets 110. It doesn't even have to be stat-wise, but it's just more like impact and eye test with him, I'd say.
100%.
Sometimes his stats sucked last year, but you're like, holy hell, he dominated.
He
did all he could do because of the line, really.
Absolutely.
All right, we got 12th Wonder. We're fine. Whole division lost yesterday. We just need to pinpoint the problems and get it fixed. Coaches and captains got work to do.
I like that, man. Let the guys in-house take care of business, man. Stay together. That's always the message. Well, no, you better not be having a match after 2 weeks. Hey, man, you got to stay together, guys. We're 1-1 right now. Like, bro, y'all act like we 0-2 or the worst team ever, man. Y'all got to chill, baby. We all right. Stay together.
It's just this is a nice part of our schedule. Been really nice to be 4-0 at the end of this.
Who said it was a nice part of our schedule? Fans?
I did, yeah.
Only fans. Players don't hear none of that nonsense because every team is nice. Like, y'all swear, hey, man, this is a sorry team. This team sucks. But yet we talk about every week, man, how did that team, how did this team, how did Cooper Rush's Cowboys team do that? Like, bro, everybody got teams. Everybody got nice players, bro. Like, nobody just sucks.
It's the lighter part of our schedule, though, because then we got Bucks and Bills right after. Now the Dolphins, what the hell with them? Now they look halfway decent. We got that Sunday night game.
Hold on, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it was one game. Just last week we were saying, man, we don't care about the Dolphins. Now this week we we worry about the Dolphins. It's one game.
Oh, we'll beat them still. It's just game. They might be a little bit tougher than I thought.
It's literally one game, man. It's one game.
It's frustrating, really frustrating. Especially now, if we got beat by like 10 points, whatever, maybe I'm not thinking like this, but we should be 2-0. It goes back to us just screwing ourselves and giving the Patriots 14 points.
But in the midst of your frustration, you're turning to drastic measures. That's
I'm not. What's drastic?
Fair enough. If you don't see it as drastic, that's fine. And you're not going to see it as drastic, which we already broke down early on. So we're good, man.
What's drastic about thinking about putting Pickett in?
We're good, man.
We're giving Trubisky week 3 against the Browns. Let's see what he does.
Fine, man.
Sean McCartney, too many balls thrown to the ground at wide receivers' feet.
Well, that's the perspective that he has. That's fine. Did have a couple that came in before him, though. Let me get you real quick. All right, Leah Warren, she says, how do you throw 33 times and only have 168 yards? Well, shoot, man. What was the average? Was that 5 point something per throw? Yeah, that'll do it, man. That'll 5.1. And then Mac Jones for 252 was averaging the whopping 7.2 per throw or per completion.
Really didn't feel that way with Mac, but
it was the completion. It was the Aguilar.
Yeah, that was 50 yards?
Absolutely.
Because he probably would have ended the game with like 200.
That was it. Yeah. All right. Skydiving Heck. Shout out to Skydiving Heck. Moats, can you explain how Kenny can learn more on the bench rather than playing? Did we waste a first-round draft pick? Should we have drafted offensive line? Well, some people do feel like, you could have drafted offensive line because they felt that protection was more of an issue than quarterback play. Depends on who you talk to and depends on what time you talk to them, which answer you're going to get. For the people that are pro Ben, they would have said draft the O-line. For the people that felt that it was Ben's fault, they say, man, draft a quarterback. That just depends on who you're going to talk to with that, man. But in terms of how can Kenny learn more, well, part of it is not just mental reps, because mental reps are a factor, but the other part is he's getting practice reps every single day. He is out there doing what he needs to do. That's the other part of it. It's not this cut and dry, oh, man, you have to get this opportunity, you know what I mean, to getting a little feedback over here.
That's ESPN.
Oh, it's definitely ESPN. I was like, yo, what is that? Like,
ESPN's video.
Bruh, they wildin'. But going back to Kenny, man, it's like, yo, you're going to get these reps. And it's not a situation where it's always going to be this cut, dry, fair. Oh, man, after 2 weeks, you're going to get a chance. Or you're going to get this many reps and this many practices and you're going to get this go. Like, that's not how it has to be. Now, I'm not saying that it can't be that, but it's the onus of the player to make sure they're doing whatever they can to prepare. We joke about next man up because we're like, oh, man, we always say that. But when that guy gets the opportunity, he has to go out there and ball. That player can't complain about, hey, man, I've been on the sideline. How can I get better? It's like, nah, you figure it out until you get out there. So for me, Kenny is going to be doing what he needs to be doing to improve. And they're going to be seeing that every day in practice. That, to me, doesn't change. You know what I mean? And that should be the case. Now, whenever they decide to give Kenny opportunity in stadium, Well, now that's a different conversation. Now, we'll see where we're at with that. But when you're talking about changing the quarterback of your team, and not just the quarterback, the team captain as well, because Mr. Trubisky is your team captain, that is an extreme change after 2 weeks, even after 3 weeks. Hell, even after 7 weeks, you change your quarterback out. I've been a part of them teams. That changes everything. And then you're looking at this guy and the people that were pro Mitch in terms of on the team, they'll be evaluating the young guy. Oh, man, well, shoot, that guy did that. He could do that too. Man, it ain't like that. But then you have the pro Kenny Crowd and you'll be dealing with that type of stuff. Just personal experiences, because I've experienced it before on multiple occasions. That is a part of it. So that's why for me, I'm just saying, man, you don't want to make that switch until you are absolutely 100% certain that this is the guy, that this is what you want to do, because it is hard as heck to do the flip-flop game. It's hard. And it's hard to say, hey, man, we gave this guy 2 weeks or we gave this guy 3 weeks and we pulled the trigger, but we're supposed to give this guy 6 weeks just because he's young. Players are going to look at that and be like, bro, I don't care what you're talking about right now. I don't care about the future. I'm trying to win right now. And if they feel that Mitch gives them the better opportunity, well, now you still have a little bit of that just internal tension. And that's the stuff for me where I'm just like, you're going to have some of that and it's real, but it's a way to do it. It's a way to go about it. And from my experiences, time is what helps. When these guys get multiple chances to see and fully evaluate internally how Mitch is, and they feel like, hey, you know what? Nah, it's this dude right here, bro. I can't take it. Then, it ain't no issue. If they feel, hey, man, this Matt Canada, then cool. That's in-house. They're good on that. They're all on one accord. But when you're having this situation, it's only been 2 weeks, and we're like, well, bro, they looking at that same tape. I'm looking at them like, man, that is not on this quarterback. That ain't on him. That part is, yes, but that's not on him. You're going to have that divided, and you don't want that in the midst of changing your quarterback, who's the most important player on the team, and changing out your team captain. Well, not saying that we change our team captain, but in the sense of you're pulling your team captain from being the starter to now him being a backup. It's just a lot that's going to go into that thing, man. But I know we like to just think it's, just a quick snap of the finger and stuff like that, and I get it. Everybody has their perspective. It's just, from my experiences, I don't think that that's the best recipe for success.
Oh, I understand. I think the Steelers will be more conservative than what I'm maybe calling for, at least their approach with it, right? Mm-hmm. I haven't, like, if I had to bet, I would put an over-under at, like, week 6, 7, or 8, mm-hmm. and then and I don't know. I mean, you probably take the over in terms of when the Steelers would make that switch.
But to me, when you're talking 6, 7,
because of the
8,
like you mentioned all the politics of it.
But I'll also say at 6, 7, and 8, though, you have a lot more evaluated. You've seen a lot more. The sample size is a lot larger. After 2 games, it's just like, bro, how are we really to that point? Like, it's 2 games.
I don't want to be tossing games,
but you're 1-1. What games have we tossed? We're 1-1. Were we gonna go 17-0? We're 1-1. We lost by 3 points. We didn't get blown out.
I'm talking about future games, though.
We're talking about future games. We 1-1. We just got done with the game. We 1-1.
I know, but my point is just, if you think a dude's a better quarterback, I don't know if Tomlin thinks this though. This is literally just me talking. If you think a dude's a better quarterback, put him in. You think he gives you a better chance to win games? That's what I'd prefer, as opposed to the whole, all right, let's protect Pickett. This is that. He's pro ready, dude.
Anywho, all right. I'm with you. Who we have? Was it Herman? Yeah, because you're at Sean, right? Yeah, you're at Sean.
I'm at Sean.
I'm at Herman. All right, Herman Mikado. Shout out to Herman. He says, I think for a team right now to have started off 2-0, there must be some sort of establishment, consistency, and an identity. Look at those who are 2-0 right now. Clearly, we aren't there yet. That's what we've all been saying. But did we feel like we were there before the season started? That we were just this perfect team? Everything was settled? Everything was established? Nah. So why after 2 weeks we're acting as if that was supposed to be the case? We knew this team was going to have growing pains. We knew this team had a lot that they were going to need to improve upon or be more consistent at. It just so happened that, me personally, I thought we kind of flip-flopped which games was going to be the easier of the two in terms of which one we should win and which one we might drop. I was like, man, if you're asking me before the season, hey, man, Cincinnati or New England, which one would be a little tougher? I'm like, hey, man, Cincinnati, we probably drop. New England, we probably win. It just happened that we flipped it. But I don't think that that's this big surprise for us. when you talk about who we were going into the season, like, yeah, this is part of what we got to deal with, man. It's going to get better, though. It'll get better. All right. Quan Black says, bad L on Sunday. I'm not mad, just disappointed. I live in Massachusetts, actually 10 minutes from Patriots Place. So I'm one of the few Steelers fans out here. But hey, you win some, you lose some. But today, your boy turned 25. Turn up. Hey, man, well, happy birthday to you, Quan Black, the big Deuce 5. He on that Keller Witherspoon energy today, baby. I like it.
25. Do we want good time to be alive.
It's a good time. All right. So rolling with the Keller then, right? Or we want RC on him? Which one do you want to be for his birthday?
Oh, man. Yeah, who's the first name I think of 25? Sean McCoy Pitt, maybe.
Ooh, okay.
Wow. Out of those two, though, yeah, RC with the 25.
All right, well, this your RC year then, man, so you better live it up, baby. But happy birthday to you, Quan Black. And now we are caught up to you with Sean McCartney.
Too many balls thrown to the ground at wide receiver's feet. We said that one already.
Yes.
Gunny knew. Nah, Jones has a D coordinator making his calls, and he don't have Muth, Pickens, Claypool, Naji, so we good keeping opponents below 20 and barely winning or even worse, losing. Come on now. What's he talking about?
I think he wants our offense to average like 30.
I think it needed to be better than what it was. I'm with him on that.
For sure.
Yeah, dude. I mean, below 20, that's what I mean. I still think we could have won that game even with our mistakes. We just needed another gear.
But we also set expectations. And we talked about this in terms of like what we thought our offense would score going forward. And I think you was like, yeah, man, if they could start having around like 24, 27 or something like that. And I was like, bro, I don't think that we're getting that right now. I don't think that that's in our wheelhouse. I don't. And even whenever y'all want to switch the quarterback, I still personally don't think that averaging 30 is in our wheelhouse this year. I don't see that, man. If we're averaging 21, I will be happy. I personally don't think that we're going to do a lot more than that, though, on a consistent basis.
Next one, black and yellow Texas Steel.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Moats, at what point would you bench Mitch?
I don't know. I don't plan on benching guys. Like, that's not my energy. I feel like when you're going in with this mindset of, hey, I'm planning on benching this guy at week 6, everything this guy does is never going to be good enough. I'm always going to look at him very pessimistically, right? Versus being more optimistic. And that's not my energy. So I can't answer that. Yeah, I don't go in and say, hey, man, I would bench a guy in 6 weeks. Because what if he's balling out? What if he's playing better? What if we're seeing more of some of the things that we've seen positively from him, but now that is more large. That is more of what we see from him for more quarters. It's a different conversation. Not saying that he's not capable of, because once again, after 2 weeks, I already talked about multiple things that he's done positively. The one thing that I was even more impressed with was the uptick in his third down completion percentages, but unfortunately in the second half that dwindled away. It was the reverse of last week, but he was better a lot more as a team. They were better a lot more on third downs this week than they were last week as well.
AJ Martinez, fire everyone but Flores.
No, shout out to Brian Flores though, man. I'm looking at them LBs, man. I thought that once again, Miles Jack, Devin Bush, and Robert Spillane, man. I'm liking it, bro. I'm liking it. Miles Jack, that dude though, bro. I am really enjoying watching him on tape, bro. He gets to a lot of plays, man. He's the guy. He's the leader. He's the guy. I love it. But Devin's been playing better, man. I definitely was liking that. I'm still enjoying seeing Spillane doing some of this package stuff. I know that seems just so counterintuitive or like backwards in a sense, but man,
he was good in coverage on that Minka pick.
I'm telling you, man, he was running to Tampa too, and he makes Mac Jones try to throw it away from him, and that's how Minka's able to close in on it. Nah, man, without a doubt, man, I'm definitely enjoying those 3 dudes right there, man.
Alex Mathis, let's get coaches' suggestions. Run our offense. He's talking about like Ask Madden. Chewy Regal.
Maybe that could help though.
There's been times I use it.
Good, man.
Chewy Regal. Yeah. Oh my God, it's a mirage. I'm telling you, it's sabotage. So he's saying some people think the sabotage is a mirage, but it's actually sabotage.
Is it actually sabotage? It might be, bro.
Yeah, it absolutely
might be.
Is.
He is a common denominator. He is.
Okay, next week.
But I am a patience guy. I'm a time guy. Y'all know me, man. I've been patient since I went to California, man. I done came back on my woosah. Y'all got to relax, man.
Butcher Bergen, Zofo 11. Pickens was wide open. We need an insider to ask Pickens who he blamed when he threw the iPad down. The OC or QB. It would be a good question.
Yeah.
Who were you pissed off about? Who was on your mind when you made this throw? Al Taylor.
Gosh.
Pickett brings moxie himself into the offense.
Yeah.
Simple as that. That's what taking it up a notch would mean. Some mojo.
All right. Cool.
The X Factor. Also an AKA the It Factor.
Yeah.
Next we got AJ Martinez. The standard is winning Super Bowls. A winning season should be no one's standard.
I agree.
Without a ring, it doesn't mean a thing. Just as 16-0 Brady, the GOAT Jr., hashtag Sabotage 7, forever, Ben. What's going on here? Forever. Sabotage 7 forever. Ben needs to do a podcast by himself.
All right.
I guess he doesn't like the co-host stealing my hat.
Jeez.
828 style. Mitch is not a bad QB, but he just don't have the it factor. That franchise QB, that franchise QBs have that we see in KP8.
Okay.
That's why our games will be boring and close.
Well, hey, man, if people feel like Kenny Pickett is a franchise quarterback, a top 5 quarterback, that's a different conversation. I personally don't think he's that right now. And I don't think Mitch is that. But we said, man, in terms of those top 5 guys, the reason why they're a top 5. And everybody else is not. And then we talk about the mid-tier and all that other stuff, man. But until you have one of those guys, that's the recipe. That's how you win, man.
Brilla 92. I wanted to believe, but I'm going to get pink eye watching this BS Turbisky is putting out there. How is he always thrown off of his back foot? The Trubisky hate is loud.
I mean, he threw off his back foot on the Deontay Johnson 17-yard completion. He said, this is why I'm not going to keep defending it. Yeah. If, you know, that's the move, man.
Well, I just think we need more. I'm not trying to be out here bashing Mitch, and I've said it many times. We didn't lose because of him. I just want more. I think the conversation should be had about what would this offense look like with Pickett. That's all.
For sure.
That's really it. So, like, I mean, some of this stuff is ticky-tacky, I think, with the Mitch criticism. I think it's just more what would Pickett look like with this offense. It's not like anti-Mitch. We didn't lose that game because of Mitch. We didn't win it because of him either, though. He didn't win us the game. I'll put it to you that way. 828 style. Bill Belichick should tell the Steelers, in the words of Aaron Rodgers, to Chicago, I own you and the whole team.
Oh,
I thought it was Brady. It's not. It's Bill.
Huh. Which comment was that, bro? Hold on.
828 style.
Because I got another 828 style. Oh, bro, the chat jumped. I was looking like, bro.
That might have been it.
Yeah, I was like, what chat you looking at, man?
That might have been it.
All right, that was the one. That was definitely the one. All right, so, man, want to read that one again, man?
I just deleted it.
Oh, shoot. All right, I'll get back to it because it's down there in due time. But, yeah, I was going to say, screenshot some more of them joints, man. The 828 style, he also says, Mitch is not a bad QB, but he just doesn't have the it factor. That.
No, I said that one.
You said that one. You're good there. Barilla 92, I wanted to believe. No. Here it is. Still Nation on fire. The reason I said 210 or 220 pounds for Ben is I want Ben to have a little bit more speed and arm strength. So that's why he wants him that small. All right. Okay. I see how he's thinking, though. I get it. And the 828 style also spins the block, and he says, who knew the TJ effect was that strong? Night and day. No, it definitely was. And, yeah, they felt his loss. The pass rush, obviously, was not what we're accustomed to it being. Some of just the impact plays. You know, when you're talking about TJ batting a pass down or TJ punching at a running back's, arm and getting a ball loose or just anything like – or even just the fear. Like, think about sometimes you're watching and you're just like, yo, they look like they're scared of TJ. Like, TJ just has that type of intimidation factor. Yeah, they are missing that, man. But that's what makes TJ also. All right. Get a couple more of these. And after that, we got to jump on this call. Hit up the homie TG. See what he thinks about everything, too, man. All right, we got the King Herc. He says, Mitch is the QB that Deke believes Kirk Cousins is. LOL. Dang, I don't even know how to take that.
No, I actually think Kirk Cousins is better than Mitch.
Okay, all right.
As a whole, yeah.
Okay.
But, I mean, that just, if anything, if I think, I think of Kirk Cousins. We just need more from Mitch, man. I'm not like I don't want to be like, oh, is he a bottom 20 QB? Right? We need more from Mitch. That's literally all I'm saying. We need more.
And I agree. I just think when you say you need more, your context is drastically different from like the masses when they feel like they need more. That's all. You are actually a little bit more reserved than I was expecting. I'm actually glad for that. I want to tip my cap to you on that. But I think like where your level is, like people are taking that and they all the way over here with it. You know what I mean? And that's the part where I just don't necessarily agree. I think it could get to that, and by all means, it could get to that very fast. Sure. But it's 2 weeks right now. That's all. All right, get this last one. Then after that, man, I get this phone call ready. But Sean McCartney, he says, you two are the only people / media. Oh, he gave us the media tag. Deke's media. I'm just people that defend Mitch. Does that mean everyone is wrong with film breakdowns and analysis? Hey, man, to each their own. To each their own. How do you feel, though, man?
About our content?
He said that me and you are the only ones that are defending Mitch.
Defending Mitch?
Yeah. And does that mean that everybody else is wrong that does, breakdowns and analysis? Since you're not saying that Kenny needs to be in there starting this week.
I think it needs to be a thought.
No, but you're not saying that it should be. Right. Or because I see you say we're defending Mitch. That's all. I'm just giving context.
Am I defending Mitch? I guess because I think maybe the hate's a little too much, but I don't know if I'm defending him fully because I keep saying I need more.
Yeah.
It's a little bit about.
That's what I'm trying
Mitch
to figure out.
Mitch has done what he's done, and I've looked at it. I said I need more.
Yeah, and I'm sure every time that I've talked about Mitch today, I've said yes, he does need to be better. We're not saying that he's above reproach. We're not saying that he had nothing to do with it. No, but it's still context. That's all. But hey, everybody has their opinions. Everybody has their feelings. I'm not the guy that's going to be arguing with you. Not at all. I'm going to say, if that's how you feel, that's how you feel, baby. So, there we go. All right, let me hit up TG, and then after that, man, we'll get this thing rolling. Sound good to you, man?
Works for me.
All right. And we definitely going to come back to this because we still got more on the table here, baby. You know that.
For sure. How's TG going to be today?
I think he'll be good because they won on Saturday.
His team?
Yeah. I was say they won, so he should be all right. And I think
Are you talking about WVU or his high school team?
No. Wait, because he's coaching a college team.
Oh, it's actually a college
it's a college team. Yeah. So they won, and then West Virginia won. They beat Towson. So he should be in a good mood. So we shall see, man. Oh, shoot. I got to turn on the. There we go. All right. Let's see, is he even. He better pick up, though. That's the real thing. I don't care if he ain't no meeting. What meeting? Think we care about a meeting, Deke? Deke, I don't care if he coach. I don't care about no meeting. Oh. Might have to spin the block on him. All right, he going to have to hit his back then, man. He'll hit his back. But let's continue this conversation then while we wait on my dog. All right.
I'm at Julian Stokes.
All right, hold on. I still got some more supers over here as well. So, yeah. All right. So, Sean, we did just this, Sean McCartney. So, you're at Julian Stokes. Mm-hmm. I have the homie Kel. All right, the homie Kel says, would Mitch be playing as conservative if a lesser QB was his backup instead of Kenny breathing down his neck? I do think if he didn't have to feel that type of pressure consistently, it would make him a lot more relaxed. I don't necessarily think it would make him play better or worse, but just be more relaxed. And I think of it in the context of this, right? You think about when you go to work, when your boss is behind you or when there's somebody that's giving you extra pressure, you're not going to be as cool. You're not going to be as smooth. You're not going to be as efficient. You're going to be tighter, right? Then you think about, man, when you're just feeling relaxed, like, bro, I don't have a care in the world, man. I know whatever I do today, I'm good. And think about how your mentality is and how effective you are potentially in that avenue. That's the context when we're talking about Mitch Trubisky. Same thing, Kenny's going to be looser because Kenny's not going to have that type of pressure whenever that does happen because we know it's inevitable. He's the first-round draft pick. He's going to get that opportunity at some point, but that is legitimate, absolutely. Not saying that it's wrong, but that's just facts. All right, Trevin Cancello says Chip Kelly, Mark Whipple, Mike Leach, Darren Bevel. Oh, I see where he's going here. Doug Marrone, Dirk Cotter, Adam Gase are candidates who would be a nice change of pace at offensive coordinator.
Todd Haley.
He ain't have him on the list.
Adam Gase. Wow.
He went Chip Kelly. him with Doug Marrone. Boy, you gave me a flashback. Boy, that's a Doug Marrone.
Chip Kelly wasn't bad in the NFL. He just made some bad personnel moves.
Yeah. Well, he was stubborn. He had that. He's kind of on the Belichick approach. My scheme is better than my players. I don't need my players. I got my scheme.
Adam Gase, though. Wow. Did Peyton
That's
Manning
what your
make
boy
him?
Tannehill? Was it Tannehill?
He's terrible. He's terrible as a head coach.
He was
but
bad down
as
there.
a coordinator, that's what I'm wondering, though. Did Peyton Manning just make him as a coordinator?
Yeah.
Does he even have a job right now? I guess not. He just gave a list of candidates.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah. Mike Leach.
I don't think he's ever done pros, has he?
He's always been college, man. He was a character, though, bro. I don't know. Because some of these dudes.
Oh, yeah. He's wild.
He's a character. I don't know. That'll be different, man. All right, Nick Jolliffe. Nick Jolliffe says, Jaylen Warren, a bright spot so far. No, 100%, man. I've been really impressed with him, man. I thought, this game, he continued to improve, continued to look more confident, and I just love how hard he's playing, man. I forgot who he ran over. One of them little DBs he ran over going to the sideline yesterday, man. It was a good little pop on it, man. But I definitely like what I'm saying from Jaylen, man. He's doing his thing.
Oh, yeah, dude. I wouldn't have been opposed to him getting more carries yesterday. I checked the stat line. Did they take one of his back? I saw he had a nice carry, ran over dude a little bit, and I couldn't even find him on the stat sheet. I don't know if it was just ESPN, but am I missing something?
No.
Here?
He did have the one.
He had a couple runs, right, early in the game.
It was 4 for 15. Yeah, he was 4 for 15.
Okay, maybe it might have been NFL.com. That was the stat. They didn't have Jaylen Warren. They just snubbed him.
That was it. Oh, and TG said he's good now. So.
All right, we're giving him a call. Let's do it.
Let's call this dude up, man. It low-key could have been me, but I'm going to put it on him, though. You know that. On that type of guy, I point fingers. I don't take no blame. And I seek comfort. All right. Bomb was FaceTime. That would have been bad.
All right. Let's hear what TG has to say.
I need to hear this. Yo. Is it that guy? Is my locker mate on the phone right now? Is this the one and only Terrence Garvin, the Pittsburgh Steeler, that dude, the West Virginia Mountaineer, that dude? Shout out to the Mountaineers as well.
No, we out here.
Is that guy the guy whose alumni or his university had a big win this weekend? That guy, right?
Did you see the statement we put out there?
I did. I like how y'all bounce back. Not every team is
everyone was worried
like that, and everybody is putting out statement type games like that. So I just wanted to congratulate you on those type of statements that y'all guys made. That's all.
See what you're trying to do. You ever seen Friday Night Lights before?
Me.
Hey.
We got a runner up there. We got a future. We got a runner. You know, that 12 toting the ball. So if you look at it, 12 is toting. We just got to keep them in there. We got something. We're going to be all right. All right. What's up? What Pitt over there doing?
Pitt got a dub. Pitt.
Yeah, we are a third-string quarterback in. Won on the road. It was a nice dub. We put up like 35 points. Defense played good. The disappointing one, I'm still not over the Tennessee game, if I'm being frank with you. That's
really why I was asking you. I wasn't really talking about this.
Well, that had nothing to do with Pitt losing the game. It's just Slovis got injured.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really it. Refs were pretty bad, too.
Bro, you should be
went to overtime. What's up?
You should be 1-2 right now.
1-2?
He said y'all should be 1-2.
We should be 3-0. Listen, we still have national championship hopes out here.
No, you don't.
The college football landscape is pretty insane right now. Any team could lose at any given moment.
Let me be honest with you. Nothing, and no shots at nobody, but nothing's coming out of the ACC into the playoff this year. It will be USC will steal that spot.
Jordan Addison looking good out there. Caleb Williams, they looking good. Yeah. They looking real good.
USC will steal that spot. You'll see 2 SEC teams, and you'll see a Big Ten team.
Bama and Georgia. All right, Big Ten be Ohio State. Yeah.
The winner of Penn State, Ohio State, and SC is going in the playoff. That's the playoff. I'll tell you that now. Y'all can mark on everybody that's listening. That's the playoff now. I don't know where to go, but that's the playoff right now.
It do sound kind of real. It do sound kind of real.
The winner of Penn State and USC is going to steal that 4th spot. USC is going to go.
Bro, they got some buzz over there, man. I'm tuning in watching them, man. This quarterback receiver connection, Deke. I don't know what it looked like at Pitt, man, but that Caleb Williams and Jordan Addison, I'm like, whoo.
It ain't the same.
It looked nice. Over. It looked nice. It looked so nice.
And they're probably going to lose another one to like an NC State quietly, quiet.
Ew.
Yeah, I'm dropping. I'll put that out there.
You got to stop schedule watching.
Ew, that was nasty. He said NC State. Okay. But nah, TG, man, we got to talk to you, buddy, because we got some serious business going on here, man. Obviously, the good guys took an L last night, or yesterday, excuse me for that, man. Now we're sitting at 1-1. Talk us off the ledge, man. Is there some reasons for us to be optimistic about this offense, about this defense? Do we need to put Mitch Trubisky in the front seat, take him around the corner, and come back with him no longer in the car? Is that what we need to do? Like, what you seeing right now, man? Talk to me, baby. I know it's 2 games, but I want you to talk about it.
I mean, let's not that's still the Patriots. Like, that's a good program over there. He schemed them up nice. I felt like, I don't know. I think the O-line just got to come on. We just waiting. They still, how this thing go. It's still early in the season. Like, don't push no panic buttons yet. Don't push no buttons. It's still early. It's still early. I think they'll win next week. Coach Tomlin's going to come back. He'll put it back together.
Sure. We got to go take care of the business over in Cleveland. Take the little bus ride.
It's that O-line. I think you just got to keep trying to get that O-line together.
Yeah.
I really don't think, it might sound crazy. It don't matter who's in there. Like, if you don't have time to get it to somebody, it's not like that. And it's a couple of sacks that he took that he probably could have got the ball away. Mm-hmm. But I just think he's still it's still gelling. That's my opinion. I think it's still early. I don't think there's no time to panic on the defense. I actually think the defense is playing all right. Yeah. They're on the field a lot, but they're playing all right. You know what I mean? They're still gelling. This whole thing's still gelling.
But you're telling me you don't think that this is not a quarterback thing, though?
I just think it's too early to say that. Because, so what we're going to say, go ahead and put Pickett in the game. It's time to say that,
That's what people are saying. I'm not saying it, but that is what people are saying. So I'm just trying to get your opinion on it.
We knew we were going to say that. We said that. Anytime he do anything wrong, the boos and the chants are coming. Yeah. It's just natural. But it's like, you don't want to put that in and then not do better and then actually do worse. And then you feel like, oh, we don't have nothing, It's kind of like, get the pieces around it together still. It's still a building thing. It's still getting that offensive line to gel a little bit harder, a little bit better, and then we'll keep going. I told you after the bye week, I think you'll see the switch. After the bye week.
What do you think? You think fair to think about? Because if Mitch keeps doing that, I feel like we just need more. We need like a second gear from Mitch, the offense. And if you think Pickett could give the team that at least, then, you know what I mean? Just why not? It's not Mitch is getting blasted.
But what makes him better, though? Why is he automatically the better guy? Like, it's certain things in there like we.
Yeah, but hear them out. Go ahead, say.
I'm just saying, if you think Pickett's a better quarterback, that's simply it.
But he was saying, like, why do people think he was a better quarterback? That's
what I think he's more accurate. I think better decision maker, better reads.
He's a better decision maker already. Like, how can you say that?
From what he's shown, he's a rookie. And this is what me and Moats were talking about. What's up?
So it's like, how can you say that? Like, he's never truly went against. If we being honest, he's never really went against the total ones on defense. Like, you've seen him in preseason. Yeah. You've never seen him truly make a decision. Like, how can y'all boo what might be the best quarterback in there right now for, you know what I mean? It's almost like you're going with the one you think, not the one you know. Like, what you're getting right now. It's like, this just needs to get better. Like, it needs to be more time. It just needs to come together.
Right.
I remember this is only his second week in there also, So it's like, it just needs to come together. It's gelling. It's still gelling. I think if you go Pickett, I think you're already saying, like, no matter what happens this year, we're on to the future. I think that's what – I don't think that's saying we're still trying to win right now. I don't think that's what that's saying. I think with a rookie, you're going to get rookie mistakes. I think with a rookie, you're going to get rookie things happen with that, While, Trubisky's been in the league a few years. We're not saying it's the best quarterback, but it's certain things he might have seen. Experience does a lot. It does do a lot. It really does. And, like, it's not like he has all day back there to throw it. That's my only thing. You know what I mean? It's not like he's just holding the ball and it's just like that. That's not what's going on. He just needs a little bit more time, and it's learning the offense too. He's on the same learning the offense too. He's still flowing too. He's growing it too. Yeah. But I think he's the best option as of today.
Any question marks about Matt Canada?
We're turning on everybody after the loss.
Hey, TG, I'm telling you, I've been in here with the vest on, bro. I said the same thing you said. They was over here trying to shoot me up. I said, bro, I can't wait till TG get on. And you literally said the exact same thing I just said. I looked at the chat and nobody gave you any smoke. They was over here like, Moats a hater, Moats a fake fan, Moats ain't watching tape, Moats don't know that. I'm like, bruh. All I said was just 2 weeks, be patient.
I'm saying,
hey, bro, they done sprayed me up over here, man. I'm over here like, yo, I'm limping, I'm leaking bad, T. I'm leaking bad, bro.
You gotta, I mean, so everybody was in a good mood last week coming out of that game.
That's
correct?
what I'm saying. Like, bro, we was beating our
like
chest.
last week.
They
last
was beating
week was last week was a dog fight. You know, so it's like you can't think everything got to change after a loss every loss. Like it's week 2. Like this is week 3 coming up. You know, let them get that bad taste out of their mouth and see what go from there.
Nah, I'd agree, man. I would definitely agree. But how you feeling about this matchup, though, man? Speaking of short week, Cleveland. Now, they're missing somebody this week. If I remember, Clowney's not going to be playing this week. That's who it is. Yeah, Clowney's out this week, man. But how you feeling about this one? Short week, man. Quick turnaround.
Must win.
Must win. We already there? We already at must win?
Yeah, you got to win this one, though.
TG, hold on now, T. You just told me we had time. We had patience, man. We ain't got to rush. Now you win some must win. Come on, T. God dang, bro.
You trying to make the playoffs, too. It's bigger than that. You got to steal this one. I'm just saying. You know I like 4. I like 4. I don't want to start no problems, but I like 4. I feel like when 4 come back, that team gonna be different.
I got what you're talking about. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. You funny. I like 4.
I like 4. I think that's gonna be a problem. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't want to. You know what I'm saying? Chubb run the ball hard up there. They got a good old line.
Hey,
they got a defense that bite. Clowney gonna be back. They got Miles. That's a lot.
So we Deke, are we a must-win point for you as well, man? This
gotta win
gotta
every
have
game,
it.
man.
This
I told you this is a lighter part of the schedule with them having Brissett. We do. We gotta win this game. We absolutely have to win this game.
This is a must-win. This is one of them.
Didn't they just put up 30 yesterday? They just dropped 30, right?
Yeah, did they drop 30?
They lost on like the last second, like a last second field goal. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a good. Hey, I told you that's a good team. That's a good team. I'm telling you. No, they play what they lost to the Jets. Check it out. If the running back steps, if he just falls at the 1 yard line, the Jets have no more timeouts. They win that game. Chubb scored.
Oh yeah, he did score. Yeah, you're right. He absolutely did score.
Chubb scored. They kicked it off. They went down and scored. Yeah. Lost the game. You feel me? If he just takes a knee, and I'm all for him, you know. But if he just falls down, you know, type situational awareness. I'm not saying he's whatever, but game's over. I get what you're saying, though. Yeah. The game's over. So I'm telling you, that's a good team over there. That's a good team. I think it's a must-win situation. Got to come in here and steal this.
So then how you feeling about this quarterback matchup then? If, you know, we're saying this is a must-win, and obviously we know that they don't have a Deshaun Watson, but they got a Jacoby Brissett. Do we feel like Mitch is the better quarterback in this matchup?
Yes.
Was that seemed like definitive? You didn't even think about that, man.
I thought you were saying inside of Pittsburgh's building. I'm sorry. I don't know.
Oh, you wow. You are wow.
Damn.
Oh, wow.
Damn.
I thought you were internally.
So you think
I thought you were saying internally.
Bro, wow.
Wow.
You are wow. Oh, my goodness. Wow. Oh, my goodness.
I like Pickett. That's the future. That's the future.
I keep wow.
Bro, why Mitch was a first round pick too at a time. I know. Come on. That first at the time, a lot of people were in love with him. That was a one.
Yeah.
That was a first round pick. You know? It just you see these first round picks, they all don't work out. So what happens if you put this in, it loses all its confidence and it doesn't work out? You can kill the future by putting it into. You really can. I think this time to grow and see this is important. You know, he's still getting reps in here. Yeah. He was in college last year. This time, you know, come on, it's a different game. So it's like, I think out of the two, the better quarterback. I don't know. That's tough. I like Brissett. Brissett has won games in the league, though, hasn't he?
He's won a lot, yeah.
He's proven in the league. You got to respect it. Yeah. You know, he's got a lot of weapons over there, too. He's got a lot of weapons. I think it'll be a fast game. I think the ball will stay on the ground a lot. You'll see a lot of runs. The game will go quick. Yeah, it's gonna be a dog. And it's a Thursday. You know how that goes.
Thursday ugly. You know that.
Absolutely. I hate Thursday games.
Absolutely.
I hate Thursday night football.
It's absolutely terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's terrible for the athlete. But yeah, I think the Steelers will win this. I think it'll be a dogfight. I think they'll go win this stuff.
Yeah,
I think it's
the must win though. This the must win.
The must win.
And you said we not so on record. Just to settle it with Mitch Trubisky. You're saying you're not making a move, or you're not thinking about making a move until bye week time frame, correct?
No moves are made to the bye. No moves to the bye week.
Okay, all right.
Unless somebody gets hurt. Somebody gets hurt.
No thoughts.
No thoughts either?
What about a thought?
Deke said, "What's the thought?" Hold on, TG. Let me pull the curtain back too. He's sitting in here with a Big Ben 7 hat on top of that. Okay, he dropped 2 vids yesterday. One said we need Kenny. The next one said we need 7. All right,
those are 2 options.
7 to come back.
He said either Kenny or 7. I'm just giving you the context. Okay. That's what he said.
We bring 7 back and fire Canada immediately for sure. But that's option 1. I don't think the Steelers are going to do that. Option 2. Listen. I think we give Trubisky some time here. We give him this week 3. See what he does.
You give him up to about week 7. When's the bye week? Week 7, right?
Yeah, we're like right in the middle this year, or not right in the middle, but like in that time frame. Yeah,
we just need
bye weeks right now. That's when he's gonna call in the righty. He's gonna make the release.
Call in the righty.
You're saying no matter what?
I think because they're 1-1 right now. What is it? Is it exactly week 7?
What is it? Let me pull it.
It's between week 7, 8, 9, something like that. Yeah.
If they got a winning record going into it, he's gonna stick with what's working. Right? If the offense isn't picking it up, I think you'll see. I'm telling you, in my thought, I think you'll see it after the bye week. That's my opinion. That's when you usually see it kind of happen.
That's when you got the most time.
Yeah, I'm seeing week 9. Yeah, week 9 by.
Everything makes sense with that.
He'll give him 2 weeks to prepare for the opponent he's gonna see, if that makes sense. Like that's when you'll kind of see it, and they'll start to warm it up, but you'll see it after the bye week.
Okay, all right, okay.
I tell you this. Let me say, in Moats, if I'm right, I know something.
Oh yeah,
you might see like a package come into play. In the next
son, I can't stand you because that's how it always starts.
You might see a package come into play where he
come on. This Kenny Pickett packet right here, man. We just want to get him some reps. We just want to see something, man. We like the matchup this week. Hey, hold on, we're going to expand it from 5 plays to 10 plays this week. Don't worry.
And all they're gonna do
Saints at home after that bye.
They'll do something like motion them out, and it'll be a wildcat run, something like that. And it'll be like, all right, do you see it coming? I'm telling you, you'll start to see the package.
No, typically we've seen that on numerous occasions. I haven't necessarily seen it consistently at quarterback as often, but that does happen, and you know it happens for a fact. For a fact, that's how it all starts right there, man.
Got Jordan Love a package. That's how they gonna give him a package.
The Trey Lance, they hit you with the Trey Lance.
They give you a package.
Just a couple reps, man. It's a 3rd down package right here. That's all.
Yeah,
we want to see something. So you funny, man.
Put it on tape. You know how it go. Yeah. Put it on tape.
We want the defense to have something to prepare for. That's all. We just trying to get a look. That's it. Don't worry about it. Oh, all right.
We just want to give them another look.
All right. Yeah.
And they'll grow that package.
Yeah. All right.
How's the line play? How we feeling about it? What's up with TJ? Are we panicking?
I mean, bro.
Nah, I think the defense is fine. It sucks not having them, but I think we'll make it work.
I think that's the panic button right there.
Well, the issue is he's not injured for the season. So with that optimism, how do you determine his replacement? Because you're not going to pay for that caliber productivity if you're only going to be needing it for 8 to 10 weeks or 6 to 8 weeks. But at the same time, we saw the pass rush or the lack thereof at times yesterday, man.
I think you got to go shopping.
JPP.
But who? But that's my thing, because it's like when we're talking what it would cost for one of these marquee names that are still out there.
Like who though? It's something out there.
D4, JPP. Those are the 2 bigger names in terms of like established guys now. And D4 fits our scheme more than a JPP, but those are the 2 names right now. Who'd you say?
JPP fits everybody's scheme.
I mean, of course, we know he's a sack guy. He's a double-digit guy, but more importantly, it's because he was a part of the greatest draft class ever, 2010. Just throwing that out there. Hello. Okay, so he's a part of that class. Everybody. Okay, so that's why he fits every scheme. Of course.
He gets every scheme.
But he's going to cost. How much are you paying for 8 weeks? That's the question. Because when TJ comes back, what are you saying? You're going to say, hey, Alex Highsmith.
But does it come back like how?
Listen, TG, me and you know that doesn't come back like that. We know that, but that's not the consensus. The consensus is hope. The consensus is he's coming back, and he's going to be TJ Watt Depoy as soon as he comes back. We know how it is coming back from injuries, especially some of the significant ones like that. We get it.
Did he tear it or did he not tear it?
They said it's not off the bone. It's torn, but it's not completely off the bone. So no surgery, but it's
so three doctors said he tore it, and one doctor gave him no, it's not too bad, and we went with that doctor type.
Man, look, I didn't look into it too much. Okay. All I know is they said it wasn't torn completely off the bone.
He's from that Watt bloodline, though.
I agree.
Big Bro came back from what, a torn bicep?
He was torn off the bone. He had the surgery on the pec and came back.
He'll be back.
That's all I'm saying. It's like, bro, certain dudes, man, they'll do it. Now, is it the same impact? We don't know, but we're banking on it. So that's why it's like, man, do you pay a JPP that type of money to come in if we're expecting TJ to come back in essentially 4 or 5 more weeks?
I think you do. I think you go get something. Because I think if he comes back and he's not fully back and because he's not just going to come back and play every play.
But that's the assumption. That's the expectation. We know that isn't as realistic, but that is what the expectation is, that when he comes back, he's full go. He's good to go. Don't worry about anything. And that's why, for me, I'm saying if that's the case, you don't need to bring in a JPP, because all you're going to run into is the Melvin Ingram situation from a year ago, where you got a guy that wants to play, that deserves to play, but by the way our roster is set up and the politics and everything like that, he's not going to be out there as often, and that's going to cause an issue because we know JPP ain't going to go for that.
It depends what the team's doing, though. You know what I mean? If things are going, I don't know. That's tough.
That's all.
I think you gotta get somebody, though. I think you gotta get somebody. I think you gotta fill that void a little bit. You know, even like a Taco Charleston that's still out here. Like, I think you could go back.
Taco been here before, man. Wait a minute now.
Yeah.
Deke was a Taco fan. He was a Taco fan.
He wasn't bad. He wasn't terrible for us last year.
I like his celebration. Celebration fun.
Yeah. Love the chain.
Yeah.
Love the chain.
he got all the intangibles.
Yeah, I think, but maybe you go get something like that and you fill the void of like a 2-for-1-ish type for that position.
Well,
you know,
what about the Deke's other homeboy? I don't know if you play with him or not. Cassius Marsh. What about Cassius? You remember Cassius? He's a passer. He'll rush. He's not going to do everything up, but he'll rush the passer now. We know he do that.
He might. Yeah, I'd like to. You know, that'd be a good one. That definitely been going. I think he's super athletic. I don't know. Like, I think it's somebody that's been in the building before that comes back to the building type. Maybe Debo comes back. Maybe Debo does his Debo move. Maybe we start.
Don't you plant that seed? Don't you?
Maybe we start. Maybe we start.
TG, don't you plant that seed? Don't you do that? Don't you plant that seed? Because you know.
Maybe Debo does the Debo,
bro. And you know, of all people, he'll be the one that'll feed right into that thing. He'll fly to Pittsburgh tomorrow, drop a pick with his shirt off at the dock, getting checked in. You know how Debo play. Like, come on, bro.
You know he got to go. He in shape. Maybe Debo come for it.
That boy say, yo, just hit Debo up, man.
As much as we joke it, that might be the one to come do it, too.
Well, because, I mean, you bring up a good point in the sense of, man, if TJ is going to miss a substantial amount of time, and when he does return, is not going to necessarily be TJ Watt, Defensive Player of the Year for the first, couple of games or whatever, then sure, it does make it a little bit more intriguing. But my whole issue with it is like, man, what caliber replacement are we looking for? Because my question to you, TG, is Cassius Marsh going to be an upgrade over a Malik Reed who we have in house right now, or a Jameer Jones who we have in house right now? You know what I mean?
Right. I do understand.
And it's those type of dudes where I'm just like, well, if all we doing is just spending money, but we're bringing in the same caliber guys, how does that improve our situation?
I mean, if they're in the building, because they gonna know the defense too. Like they know what they're doing, and if they're doing what they're supposed to do, and it's just a little bit of productivity. Like you're not gonna get the T.J. Watt productivity, but just a little bit. They're doing what they're supposed to do. They're even the sense of the trash work, like really getting that edge set. You know what I mean? Really, you know what I mean? Like little stuff that you don't, but that really shows up.
No, without a doubt.
When that wide come back, really crushing that wide coming back, setting that edge so that linebacker don't have a real big C gap, but he has a light C gap. Little stuff like that. If they're getting the job done in the sense of that, you might not get all the sacks, but they're getting the job done. They're keeping the defense whole. And yeah, that's what you go with. But if you start seeing them start squirting out a little bit harder, and you start to put it on the linebackers, and it's not all the way on the linebackers, then it's like you might got to go shopping.
Okay.
You felt that? Yeah.
I like it. I liked everything you said. I just want to fill in the Debo one. That's all, man. But other than that, I was good. I was like, yo, I'm Mitch. You dropped Debo. I'm like, bro, that's like when Deke say, yo, bring back 7. I'm like, bro, that's like when you're saying bring back Debo. I'm like, bruh, come on.
No, it's not the same. It's different.
It's not?
It's night and day different.
Whoa.
Because one's realistic and one's not. It's night and day different. You felt that?
Okay. I'm picking up what you put down there. Say no more. All right. Yeah. All right. So, with that being said, man, last one I have for you then before we get up out of here. Coach Garvin, how y'all boys looking this week, man? Your team, your squad, how y'all feeling?
We just coming off a big win.
I seen, yeah.
Yeah, come on. Linebackers looking good. We had the National Player of the Week this week.
Okay.
And Christian Mabel went crazy. 4 sacks, 7 TFL. You would have been happy.
Okay. I like that type of energy right there, man.
Come on. So we got a bye week this week. So I'm just locked in. I'm trying to see, we watching good football this weekend.
Okay, I like it. Hey, man, don't forget, Jam, you playing this weekend, too. Big one, App State. We want all the smoke, baby. We want all that smoke.
You don't want
We want all that smoke. We got App State, baby. You know what time it is. You know what we on. Just let you know. Hey, but all we say?
Who's winning tonight, real quick? If Bills Titans, tell me.
You really asking me who winning tonight, bro? You know what time it is, man. 716 representing, man. That blue and red going crazy. You already know Josh Allen finna go stupid on them. And we got to get back for last year, man, because they got up out of there with that win last year. They thought it was sweet. So we're going to have to remind them this year. And watch for Dirty Red to go off, too. He gonna have. I got Dirty Red getting 3 special team
Shout out Dirty Red.
Shout out to Dirty Red, all right? Shout out to Dirty Red. But shit, man, I got Bills get it done tonight, man. Just throwing it out.
Tavon Austin's on that team, too. So
hey, you know what it is, man. Let's go, man. Shout out to Tavon, man. Hall of Famer, him, Steadman, Bailey, Dagon, all the homies. Come on, man. And Gino couldn't beat it because he had the game. I get it, man. But salute all 3 of them dudes, man. Absolutely. But yeah, it's definitely Buffalo tonight. All right. Definitely Buffalo. Right. Hey, but appreciate you as always, Locker Mate. You already know that, baby.
Appreciate you, my guy.
My dog.
All right, bro. Peace.
Hi. Shout out to the homie.
Oh, yeah.
TG.
Good. Always good with them hopping on.
I like that right there, man. I like that.
So what's the play?
So the play, we're going to catch back up on these supers, and then we will see where we are at time-wise. Sound good to you?
Yeah.
All right. And I definitely have a lot that I got to get off before we get back to where your
Julian
screenshots were. Yeah. All right. Oh, man. Hold on. All right. So we got Nick Jolliffe. Oh, no, we already had that one. Yeah, because it said Jalen Warren was a bright spot. 828 style. Oh, actually, before I get to 828 style, you know what I need to do, Deke? And I almost forgot it, baby.
Talk to me.
We got to pay a bill today. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it grows out a little bit. Hair, I'm talking about. Sometimes it grows on your body, on your face, armpits, more importantly, below the waist. That's where it likes to grow at times. Well, Manscaped, who happens to be the sponsors for today's show, are the leaders in below the waistline grooming. They keep your short and curlies short and not as curly. They keep you feeling nice and fresh. They keep you ready for any occasion, But more importantly, you might be asking yourself, well, how? How does that happen? Well, they got this instrument called the Lawnmower 4.0. Not 3.0. We had that. That was dope. But we had to upgrade. And at times you got to upgrade. We all know this. But the Lawnmower 4.0 with the light that turns on and off is waterproof, and it is smooth, baby. Smooth. And it keeps you short. It keeps your dangly twins feeling nice and smooth as well. But more importantly, man, with Manscaped. We know that they have promo codes, and that code is Moats. If you use that, you'll get 20% off of your purchase along with free shipping worldwide at manscaped.com. So don't waste time. Don't leave your dangly twins feeling too furry. Make sure you cut that coat back a little bit, all right? And everybody will appreciate them, and you will as well. So with that being said, shout out to Manscaped. All right. Now we can get back to business. I totally was forgetting. Yeah, I was like, bro, 6 o'clock, and I ain't saying nothing about Manscaped. I was like, God, my bad.
Yeah,
my
good
bad.
memory.
Yes. I don't know what made me think of it. It was like I just seen it on the screen. It was like, yo, pay the bill. All right, so the bill has been paid. Now, 828 Style says Bill Belichick equals muffed punt gate. Do you think he set it up?
No. That was actually the last thing on my mind until the guy that was sitting next to me brought it up. He's like, oh, it's an inside job. It's like, get out of here. Gunner just bossed it up, man. Like, I don't know what the hell happened there.
It was literally just... But I do like the conspiracy, though. Anytime it's Belichick, you got to have the conspiracy. We know this. If it was in New England, then I would have said yes. But because it was in Pittsburgh, no. All right.
Yeah, people are not happy.
Yes, I can see that, though. Sean McCartney says, you all loved Canada when Kenny played preseason. I just love how we get so drastic. If you praise one person, that means you love them.
Are we sure we loved Canada? Are we sure? I don't know if that was really the conversation.
We literally said, man, especially the Jags game. I remember verbatim. Man, I like what Matt Canada did for the 2 series with Kenny Pickett. I thought that he did some adjusting, moving the pocket, 2-minute drill. Said, I don't think he did Mr. Trubisky any favors. We said, I don't think he did Mason Rudolph any favors. How is that loving Canada? That's just acknowledging what he did well and what he did not so well. Just because you praise or acknowledge.
Our offense looked better in the preseason.
I would agree with that. O-line didn't look as good, though, so now we're getting a contrast. O-line's looking better, but the rest of the offense isn't where it needs to be just yet. But it doesn't mean that we love or hate any of it. It's just context. That's all, baby. All right. Colton Choi Fu says, Moats, did it seem like our D was completely different? Usually it looks real complicated with zone blitzes, not knowing who's blitzing or dropping back. I don't think that it was drastically different. Because this year under Terrell Lawson, we've been playing a lot more of the Tampa 2 stuff. That's the pick that we had with Minkah Fitzpatrick. We ran that a lot. But we do that because our defense is designed on just being able to win with our front guys. And that's how we were doing it last week. That's how we did it a lot last year, too. We didn't blitz as often last year. We were able to win games with just our front 4. I thought yesterday they tried to do that, but the problem was they weren't winning enough. And that was, when you're talking about how our defense looked and why it looked different, we didn't have that hostile environment created. We didn't feel like the quarterback was under duress or having to, hurry up in his decision-making process like we did when we saw week 1 against Joe Burrow. That was, to me, the bigger difference. I don't think, it was call-wise drastically different. We talked about the little schematic thing that we did in terms of running more big nickel, and that's when you're keeping a D lineman like Cam Hayward as a D end, and you're taking one of your D ends or outside linebackers off the field. So we would take whoever was opposite of Alex Highsmith, we would take him off and leave Alex Highsmith out there and put Cam or DeMarvin Lee out. Those are some of the things that we did that were different, but other than that, it was just guys not winning enough one-on-ones. But hopefully, on a short week, I'm sure that they will tweak that and we will see more blitzing on Thursday night just because they still played well. And like we talked about, outside of if Akello makes the play on that bomb, it changes the whole outlook of the game. It's going to change how we feel about the team, the defense in particular. But the pass rush, that still was very evident that it was not the same or close to being the same. Not just in terms of sacks, but just in terms of how many times do we hit Mac Jones? Maybe 2 times?
Don't remember.
Like, I counted 2. I had the Highsmith hit on the Minkah pick, and then Malik Reed had him, I think a series or 2 later, he got a hit on him. Other than that, Mac wasn't really under duress. So when you're watching this defense, that's going to be the bigger difference. I think we will see more of the old school style of blitzing because we don't necessarily have the front 4 that are going to just win one-on-one after one-on-one like we're accustomed to having with TJ. All right, 828 Style also says Bill Belichick should tell the Steelers in the words of Aaron Rodgers to Chicago, I own you. And the whole time I thought it was Brady. It's not. It's Bill. Fair enough. And that was the one I think you had read. So now I should be caught up. Yep, Julian Stokes.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. Do you believe the Steelers defense is lacking run stops than passing like last year? lacking running stops than passing?
No. I think just situationally they should have been better stopping the run last game. But I don't put that all on them because personnel-wise, we were going to some of the big nickel stuff to stop it. It was almost as if we were anticipating the Patriots trying to trick us with a play-action pass, and we wanted to be ready for that. But the Patriots never went to trick us. They just kept handing the ball off. And that's when we talking about stopping and running that last drive while we weren't. That's, what it was essentially.
Yeah. So
I don't put that on our run defense. I think that was more just schematically the coaches weren't calling, they just got in that particular situation they lost. Not saying that they didn't help them because at times them being in big nickel did give them some help in terms of coverage. Being able to see Terrell Edmonds matching up against Jonnu Smith a couple of times in the game, that was some of the benefits of being big nickel instead of Jonnu Smith being on our linebacker. So it was certain things where it was a pro, but the negative is when a team says we're going to keep running this ball until you stop us, now you got smaller DBs trying to two-gap, you know what I mean? Or it's one play where literally I'm like, Miles Jack is the only real off-ball linebacker, and you're asking this little nickel corner and Miles Jack and this other safety to come out here and two-gap. I'm like, bro, that's not real. But they're getting 5-6 yards a pop on that time, at that particular part of the game. But like I said, I get why they were doing it. I just don't agree with that approach right there. It was kind of like you're banking on something happening, but it never happened. So it's like, man, if it's not going to happen, why don't you just focus on this part that is happening, which is them running the ball? We'll worry about the play action when it happens. But until they call it, we got to stop this run.
Sure.
So that was kind of like my issue with that part.
AJ Martinez, dang it, is a Mitch free-for-all. Sabotage 7. Prayers to the foster children.
Shout out to the foster children, man. Absolutely, man. See, that's the one thing I love about AJ. AJ going to give us a whole bunch of, but he going to keep it positive, too. He going to give us some of that. So I always salute you, man. Appreciate you.
Let me know if I'm still on track, Patrick.
Yep. Yes, we are.
Mitch is trying too hard not to screw it up. Multiple plays with deep receivers open, he checks it down. Canada is a college coach. He should probably go back to school. Those plays don't work in the NFL. Year 2 of ineptitude.
Well, that is the stuff that we're all trying to figure out in terms of Matt Canada. I'm just giving him the full evaluation, But, yeah, you still see a lot of concepts that work in college that at this level they aren't as successful. And a lot of that is some of the lateral stuff. And the reason why is just because it's too much speed NFL-wise. You're not going to always have my guy is faster than this guy, so we're going to beat him sideline to sideline. At this level, it's like, nah, you got to find ways to scheme it north and south, and not everybody can do that. So,
Samurai Finn, I'm about ready for official momentum at quarterback. He says he's getting healthier.
Yo, he did. He said the knee's feeling good, man. Bounce back. Don't call it a comeback, man. Comeback player of the year, official momentum. Just throwing it out there, man. Dang. I could get behind that campaign.
He could be 4th or 5th string.
I could get behind that campaign 100%.
A-Rob22. Deke's take on Mitch was legit. We need more. Moats, you sound like the old guy who got his spot taken before. LOL. Wow.
Hey, man. I ain't tripping.
That was harsh.
Why was it harsh? Am I missing something?
He took a shot, man.
But my favorite line was what Chris Brown said. How you hating from outside the club? You can't even get in. So whenever it's my career, unless you were there, I don't really give you that type of power to talk about it. You know what I mean? Or at least for it to matter. So yeah.
Alex P. Deke spitting Moats films showing what? Oh, hold on. Here, all right. This is an AJ Martinez type of comment. Deke spitting Moats film. He's saying Deke spitting Moats film showing Mitch missing reads.
All right.
That was the grammar on it.
Cool.
Alex P. No, that was Alex P again. I was about to double up that comment. Florida made JB. Can't lie. If the Steelers lose to the Browns, start Kenny.
All right.
See how Mitch looks in it. I mean, if Mitch throws for 5 touchdowns and we lose somehow, then it's probably on the defense. We could point to who would be. We could be talking. I don't know. Is there any? There's no one on the hot seat on defense right now, really.
Nah.
Will we be questioning Terrell Austin? Probably not.
But they say
no.
They say 2-5 if he keep going.
5-5. It depends on how 5-5 looks. We can always warm that seat up again. Not 2-5. No, Witherspoon.
2-5 good. 2-5 good.
Hell yeah.
All right.
I thought he played good. It's just he got mossed, man. I can't believe it.
But that's a part of playing out there. You know that. That's a part of it.
It's great coverage.
But that is a part of it. You know that.
Come on here. Steeler fans expect Mitch to be perfect every game.
That's what we said. Yeah. And if that's the expectation, then yeah.
We need more. We need more. I'm sorry. We just need more. Joe Gerbis. Hey, Moats and Deke, are you sure without game reps he won't look like Trey Lance because his first games weren't great? Love y'all stream. Who's he talking about?
I think he's talking about if Kenny doesn't get opportunities for game reps, then how's he not going to look like Trey Lance when he first gets an opportunity?
Okay, whenever he says his first games, he's got to be talking about Trey Lance's first games because Pickett looked fine in the preseason.
Right. So yeah,
he's basically saying if we throw Pickett out there, he's worried about Trey Lance. I mean, my thing is, dude, you can get different.
Not Andrew. He's not saying the injury. I think he's talking about like how Trey Lance at times hadn't looked. Like,
Trey Lance is what? Didn't he play like 3-4 games last year?
Yeah, I think that's what we're referring
Didn't
to.
look good, and then didn't look in week 1.
Mm-hmm.
My thing with the rookie quarterback stuff is you could get that, but you can get any other different direction because there's quarterbacks to come in here and absolutely light it up. Andrew Luck, Robert Griffin III, Dan Marino was sick, Dak Prescott. Some of these rookies of late, Kyler Murray was sick. Baker Mayfield actually had a good rookie year. You could go any different direction with this, right? Yeah, he could be bad, but he could be amazing. He'd come and be amazing. I'm leaning more on that side. I think he'd be good. I do.
With that theory, though, couldn't people say that maybe Mitch could have the light switch turn on and he could be amazing? And if he got to week 6, then maybe he could throw 500 yards and 6 touchdowns.
I think that's the problem. He's got more body of work out there that proves otherwise. Whereas that's why I was always sticking by Ben. It's like, dude, he's been a Hall of Fame quarterback every season of his career.
Is Mitch still 30-10 to you?
We need more.
Is he still 30-10?
We just need more.
But is he still capable of 30-10?
Right now, he's on a pace for 17. So we need more. We need to start averaging like half a touchdown more here on out.
Fair enough.
Is he capable of doing that? I actually do. It's just the light switch isn't clicking right now.
It's just so
I think he's capable.
funny, man. Like, yo, this is craziness. I remember literally when we brought in Mitch, and everybody was like, yo, it's going to be Mitch. He's the guy. No longer Mason. Now it's like, yo, it's not Mitch. It's Kitty. Kitty's the guy. Trust me on this, man. Kitty's the dude.
There's a reason we drafted him.
I get it, man. It's just like, yo, we're very confident about Mitch, too, though. You were the one who put the flag down to 30-10. And after 2 games, you're like, nope.
Listen, I think our quarterbacks should be playing fine. I could be wrong. I could be wrong about Mitch. I could be wrong about just plug and play quarterback. We're going to be fine. I could be wrong about that. Yeah. If I'm leaning one way or another, I mean, I'm leaning more on Pickett than my Mitch take. Leaning way more on that.
I'm just along for the ride. That's why, I never had that strong of a stance on either one of them dudes because I felt how I felt. This is why. So we good.
Let's go, UW. Just so this isn't just an offensive bash session, how and why do the Steelers have 3 cornerbacks on the field when the Patriots go 22 personnel on the goal line?
Yeah. And that's what I was just talking about. Them anticipating passing situations, because when you talk about the history of Belichick, man, Belichick likes to play those type of games personnel wise. He wants you, if he wants to throw the ball, he's going to go big body personnel groupings to get you in your big body groups, because typically your big body people can't cover. So you get him like that, and then that's when he likes to pass. Then he likes to go to his small ball personnel groupings and run the ball. So the Steelers, they were just understanding the history of everything and trying to anticipate it. But the problem was, you're anticipating something happening, but Belichick never had to go to that, because for him, and we saw this last year, more importantly, like in that Patriots and Bills game, where literally you're just like, bro, they're only going to throw the ball 4 times and really be fine with that. And for most teams, most coordinators, most coaches, that's not the case. Most of the time, they're going to go and do what they do. They're going to get out of character, or they're going to, stick to their to their history, right? But for Belichick, he's one of those dudes that he doesn't mind taking that approach of, you know what? If they're going to keep giving us this, we'll keep giving that. We'll keep doing that. And that's the part where, like I said, man, I think that we kind of lost that battle coaching-wise there. But at the same time, if you go big personnel and they hit you with the pass, still, in the same situation right there, man. It's just one of these. We just got to execute better, period.
Steve Hibbins. As a Steeler fan living in Boston, this one was extra painful. In my mind, it's more about what Mitch won't do. If he were to gamble and lose, I would give him a pass, but that's not the case.
Yeah, but we already talked about if he were to gamble and lose, that necessarily is not the case of people giving him a pass, because that first interception that he threw in the game was a gamble. It was a very tight window throw versus a Tampa 2 coverage, and it's like, man, you're trying to put that in a window that not a lot of quarterbacks are able to do. I didn't see a lot of people giving him that benefit of the doubt. Not a lot of people giving him a pass on that. So maybe you're in the minority, which if you are, we'll salute you. But the consensus or the large majority of that is not the energy.
I don't know whose name this is. I cut it off on the screenshot.
Gunny knew as fans?
As fans, we've been dealing with bad offense since 2019. It's just not 2 weeks for us.
Uh-oh. Deke, 2019, who was that quarterback then?
Well, that was the whole Mason Duck experience.
And then 2020, what happened?
I remember a dude throwing for 33 touchdowns, being 11-0. I didn't think it was that bad.
What? You left it at that? That's how you left it?
What?
You just you complete the rest of it?
Well, we want to talk about last year. I do think the offense as a whole was not up to par. But
no, I was talking about how you just stopped at 11-0, man. You stopped at 11-0, man. We didn't play the rest of the season.
It was a rough final stretch, and listen, there was like a game or two. The Washington game.
I'm with you.
That was not on the offense.
Sure.
Well, actually, as a whole, I guess I'm combining.
I'm trying to. Yeah.
I guess I'm combining 7 with the offense, but Deontay had dropped in that game. I think Ebron dropped a touchdown.
Our offense hasn't been the best lately. No.
Yeah, well, going back to last year again. Yeah, it was subpar. It was a subpar offense, just as a whole. Not on 7 though. Quan Glizzy, 5. If nobody don't feel or understand you, Moats, I do.
Well, salute you, baby. I've never been a person that needed a lot of company. You know me, man. We vibe though, either way. But I do appreciate you.
Quan Glizzy. Oh, no, that's him again.
Arbarley, yep.
Arbarley says, I like the Canada scheme. The actual play calling has been cheeks. I just don't get how the play calling is so hard. Want to play short passing play, the middle, not outside constantly. Yeah,
I get that. And part of it, yes, you do want him to stretch the middle of the field, but he does see a lot of cover 3. That's what the Patriots played a lot of yesterday. And you know what cover 3 does, Deke?
We need some verts up the middle. Yeah, that's what we need.
But verse cover 3.
I could call that shit
verse cover 3, you need more 4 verticals.
I'm a cover 3 ace.
It sounds good. I get it. I just wonder, like.
No, you're right. 4 verticals. We need a couple of those seams.
But when we're saying why aren't we attacking the middle of the field, they're playing cover 3. That's all I'm saying. You don't want to attack it right there unless you're allowing these guys to run deep over routes, but they're not calling deep over routes. Is that a Mitch thing, though? That's where we're at right now, right? If it's cover 3, 4 verts, you kill it. If you get an over route where you're going to get that guy going behind the linebackers but shallow from the safety in the deep third corner, yeah, that's a longer developing play as well, though. But when you're facing cover 3, which they faced a good amount of yesterday as well, that's a part of it. Does that make one player bad or this? Like, that's what I'm trying to figure out. Because it's cover 3. And unless you're calling 4 verts or unless you're calling an over route, where are you going with this ball?
Let's call some of those 4 verts.
No, but that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, is that on Mitch? Is that?
No.
Okay. Cool. Just checking.
It's on Canada, then.
I would agree.
Mitch and Canada. They're the ones getting the heat today.
Yeah.
Herb, I'm convinced Canada plays are straight from Madden.
Well, some people like Madden,
I told you. I know how to beat a cover 3 from Madden. It's the verts. Seriously, I go 5 wide. Some dude wants to keep running cover 3. I send at least 3 or 4 verts. Just cook them. Absolutely cook them. Pickens up the seam. Not even a question. Let's go, UW. By the way, speaking of college ball, shout out to my Pokes stopping the #1 rush attack in college football.
Oh, yeah, they did.
Holding them to 4.3 yards per rush.
I did see that. He played. Was it Air Force? No, it was one of them like military academies.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I did see that though.
I
didn't see it from him though. I don't know who I saw it from, but I definitely saw that. Yeah, it was Wyoming. They were playing. It was one of them like service academies though. Yeah.
Good for Wyoming.
Mm-hmm.
AJ Martinez. The moment Tata's 10 throws a deep pass for a touchdown, the bandwagon will fill up. Yeah, absolutely. We want him to do that. we feel like we've been lacking that these last 2 games. We need more. That's really it. It doesn't have to be a bomb. I just need more.
Fair.
AJ Martinez. Pickett will play in the fourth quarter versus Cleveland after Titty's 10 leads up to a 35-14 win. Oh, he's saying Pickett gets QB kneel duties.
Oh, okay.
Handoff duties to Jalen Warren.
Bro, 35 to... Whew, I wouldn't like that now. I would be thoroughly impressed.
Martinez is a Trubisky guy.
Yeah.
He believes.
He believing in his offense won. The Canada won. I'm about to say 35. That's a lot. All right.
Jalen Johnson. This was the defense's first game without TJ, and they played okay.
I would agree.
I expect communication and chemistry to be better Thursday. Linebackers are balking, though.
What does that mean?
Balking? Like a balk in baseball. Like you stall. You hesitate.
Okay.
You got a glitch.
Fair enough. Yes, I ain't a big baseball dude like that, but I've learned something today. Balking. All right. He's talking about the outside guys. Yeah. Fair enough.
Hesitant.
Yeah, I can see that.
A little twitchy.
I wouldn't say all of that, but yeah. But when you are younger guys, now I thought Malik played a lot more comfortable, but yeah, some of the younger dudes, it's just gonna be a little different. Absolutely.
It's just a riddle. I'm one of the few who likes Mason. Moats, tell Steeler Nation to relax on Mitch. It literally is our first few games after Ben, and I agree it's more than the quarterback.
I'm not getting involved. You tell him. I ain't tell him. You tell him.
I think we all agree with that.
Well, technically, we don't all agree. I think me, you, and it's just a riddle, and maybe like 1 or 2 other people agree with that.
It was not just on. In fact, I've said this how many times. Mitch did not lose us the game yesterday. It was Gunner and
starting to sound like me, Deke. You starting to sound like me.
Don't
you keep repeating yourself. Don't keep repeating yourself, Deke.
But no, I'm going to repeat myself again and say we need more. We need more from Mitch. That's probably what's my counter on we need more.
But they're going to keep saying you're defending Mitch, man. It sounds like you're defending them. Even when you say, hey, we need more, it's still you defending them. So you know this, man.
Jeff H. Since there was a negative take on Moats earlier, everyone should go check out that clip of him versus Derek Carr. Moats is a really cool dude.
Hey, baby Jeff, I don't need any of that, but I appreciate you, though. But come on, man. Hey, people are always going to have opinions. When you realize that, it takes a little bit of it off for you, you know? But if you try to defend every single... And it's kind of what I tell Deke when he was talking about like 7 at times last year. It's like, bro, you ain't got to put that armor on every single time for every single comment, man. A part of it comes with the territory. If they not hating, if they not saying negative, then that means you're not doing nothing of relevance. You're not being impactful in certain elements, man. So for me, I kind of enjoy all of this attention, man. So don't worry, we good.
DeQuante Perry. No one is mentioning the lack of run game when they criticize Mitch. Teams don't fear our run game. Harder to pass on teams when they are waiting on it.
Yeah, we talked about that. Yeah. And we also said with that running game, because a lot of people did want to just exclusively put it on the O-line, and I am actually glad that other people are talking about some of the stuff that we're seeing on tape that is not just on them, man. Like we said, some of the run stuff, man, in terms of Naji, he has to hit it, and he understands that. This isn't any, like, the stuff that you hear us players talk about or former players speak on, man, we're not saying anything that player isn't already identifying themselves. Now, at times... those players do get pissed off because who wants to be called out in certain elements, and I do get that part, and that's why everybody reacts kind of differently. Everybody critiques the players differently as well. But when we all get down to the root of it, we all understand in terms of Naji and any of these players that we talk about up here, yeah, they're looking at the same thing saying, yeah, I got to be better here. This wasn't my fault here, but that definitely was me there. And that's a part of getting better. But that's why as athletes, we're also... you know, under that mindset of everything is combed through with a fine comb, right? That microscope. But we also understand the timing and stuff and just some of the inner workings and things like that, man. But yeah. I do like where you're going with this thing, though, man. I like it. DeQuante, yes, indeed.
Mike Hood, if anyone listened to Tomlin today, this year is a developmental year.
Ooh.
That was my takeaway.
I did not hear his press conference today, man.
I didn't either.
Yeah, I did not get a chance.
I guess I'll have to listen.
I know, right? Now I'm trying to wonder, like, what did he say, man?
I don't buy that.
What did he say?
I don't buy that.
Coach ain't going for none of that, man.
There's no way. It could be both. It could be, yeah, we have young guys, but we're trying to win.
Why wouldn't we?
Naturally, if you have young guys, you're going to develop.
Yeah. But why wouldn't we be trying to win? We don't have a roster that can compete?
We absolutely do.
I think we do. But in terms of the execution, does it have to be better? Yes. But we broke down how many times have we talked about what our offense or what our style of play would need to be like. And it's just like, man, we know that our margin of error this year isn't like how it has been in the past. So we got to be better. But we will be.
Damon Brown, is there a possibility for a coach in waiting scenario with Flores? That's if Tomlin's going to leave after this year or next year. Nah. I don't see Tomlin doing that. So right now, there's no way.
He having too much fun, man.
Yeah, Flores will get a job, I'm assuming, either this offseason or the next offseason. Get a head coaching job, I have to assume. And I don't think Tomlin's retiring in the next year or two.
He better not. I'm sure some people would want him to. I don't want him to, though.
Nah, he's a great coach.
I would agree.
Mason Whiteman, 17 points. Offense has to get it done, man.
No, facts. We need more.
It's actually 10 points.
Yeah.
I guess technically the defense was on the field when Mac. I mean, they had 10 yards.
I'm with you, though.
They gifted him 7 points.
I'm with you.
Gunner, come on, dude.
I'm with you, man.
That is it for the Super Chats.
Oh, all right. So we are caught up on all that then. Let's see. It is 6:30. Man. Oh, you know what we'll do? Because we're coming right back on Wednesday. Mm-hmm. And then obviously we got the game that night too.
Thursday night, yeah.
Game's on Thursday. Trying to think, do I want us to hit these lines right now? Or do I push it and hit us on Wednesday?
I'm good either or. It don't matter.
Yeah, I'm leaning Wednesday.
Okay. Yeah, we get a combo of everyone's state of the Steelers in a way. What'd you think of last week? But then also, what are you looking forward to the Browns game?
Yes.
Yeah. What do you need to see?
Absolutely. So let's roll with that. That's what we're going to do. All right. So that was so weird. Hey, my voice. Drink me a little water.
Is there anyone you wanted to highlight?
That's what I was trying to think of off the top of my head right now.
I got nothing. I'm tapped out for the day.
No, a couple of dudes that I did like from, or I've said that I thought were impactful or productive. Obviously Minka Fitzpatrick, man, it was dope to see him continuing what he's doing, man. He's on the pace right now, man. If he can keep doing that type of stuff, that's dope, because we talked about some of the 5-star matchups, right? And I always say, man, these are some that I think we really got to have. Mac Jones, Minka Fitzpatrick, Minka being able to get that pick was included in that thing, man. So it was dope to see that part. I also wanted to say that I thought Deontay Johnson continues to show uptick in productivity and confidence in his catching, more importantly with his hands. I was super glad that first one was not a fumble. Made me nervous. But
it was either incomplete or it was a catch, in my opinion.
So we were good. But definitely, like I said, what I'm seeing from him, I want to see Claypool get some more opportunities too, though, man, because he's starting to he looked a little better this week, man. The consistency with the hands, I'm liking him, man. But Cam Sutton was another guy that I definitely liked. I think that he continues to be our best DB right now. Not DB, cornerback. Let me clarify, because Minka is a DB as well. But our best corner, I think, to me, Cam Sutton, man, has been playing just crazy in terms of the stickiness and coverage. Yeah, just catch the ball. That's it. But the stickiness and coverage, the smarts, the disguise, the physicality, like, he's giving you everything that you want right now. So I'm definitely liking that. Boss continuing to do what he's supposed to do as well. Still being money. Definitely liking that. Yeah, man. Trying to think, was there anybody else? And then the O-line as a whole, I did want to give them some love, man, because I'm think, like, to me, man, them dudes, man, we criticized them a ton this offseason, and rightfully so. But they played a lot better last week. I mean, they played a lot better yesterday, man. I thought that they were not the issue. I thought as a whole, man, they did enough. They still got to be better. They definitely got to improve. Like I said, man, in terms of sustaining some of that. And the weird part is when you're watching the running game, there's the thing that I like this year more than last year. The initial contact and the pop is there. We're even getting some movement in certain cases. We're not sustaining them. Mm-hmm. That's some of the stuff. But that also goes back to just getting more reps, being back out there, getting more continuity, because I am seeing some of that. But that's a part of it. But I did want to shout them out because I don't feel like they get enough. Or, well, not that they don't get enough. It's just they've been dumped on a lot. So I do think that they deserve a little something when they are playing better. And Devin Bush as well, man. I thought, like I said, man, the inside linebackers, all three of them
back.
See, that's how it all starts. He's back. Oh, he's Pro Bowl and all that stuff. And then we get this expectation. We like, bro, what is this? You know what I'm saying? Like when you said 30 and 10 for Mitch, and now expectation was here. Now we all looking like, bruh. So I'm not saying that Devin Bush is that just yet, but he has definitely continued to improve. Like I said, him, Miles Jack, and Robert Spillane, man, to me, them three dudes, man, they've been doing what they supposed to do on the inside, man. So I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing from them, man. But yeah.
Got a couple more. Mason Whiteman says, I feel like everyone is easy to turn on Naji for his gameplay. I think we sometimes look at only the negatives when he does a lot for our team.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah. Has people been bashing Naji? Is that like the consensus today?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think that was the consensus. Nah, but when you're talking about the run game, man, and just the success in some of the failures, well, he is a large part of it because he is the running back. It's kind of like when we talk about the offense, right? And we're saying passing game.
No, actually, he has been getting.
He has been getting.
Yeah, because I think it was a Steelers former lineman. Was it Trey Essex? Someone said on Twitter they posted a clip or two of Naji not hitting the hole and bouncing outside and stuff.
So people ran with it, I guess. What is Twitter? Everybody knows on Twitter is toxic, bro. That's Twitter. Yeah.
But I think that's the worst of what Naji's getting. I don't think it's that bad. He still almost had 100 total yards.
That's what I'm saying. Like, and just because you might point out where a guy could be better, that doesn't mean that you're bashing him either. As players, that's how you grow. Because if you never are held accountable, if you never have to face your shortcomings, then how do you improve upon them? How do you not repeat them? That's football, you know? At this level, man, you got to focus more on what you're struggling with than what you're doing good. So that way you can stop struggling with it and improve upon it. So when we're splitting the hairs of what makes the running game better, and you've heard us say popcorn at times, right? Well, hey, man, this lineman missed this block, that lineman made his block, this lineman made it, but now this guy missed the cut. That still is very real. But with that being the case, Naji is a part of that. But, yeah, I don't think he should be bashing him, though, not at all. Yeah, Naji, man, how do you not like Naji? It's Naji.
Fish momentum. Damn, I'll be working Wednesday. I'll call next week.
Man. Hey, man, you don't got to work, man. Don't nobody work no more. Nobody care about. No, I'm playing, man. You better get that paper, baby. Let's go. But salute you, though, baby. You know that.
And he also says Steelers bounce back next week. Deke and Moats. Look out for September 30th.
Uh-oh.
Fishing the kid. Rivers Casino. He doesn't even have to put it. He just put music emojis. I know what he means.
Let's get it.
Also says if you're in the Moon area, pull up to my work. Hashtag GNC. Get us right. Maybe some protein.
Okay. Get you some muscles, Deke. Get you some 12-pack abs, man. Hey.
Drinking way too much alcohol for that. Way too much recently. I'm probably on like 4 or 5 days a week. It's bad.
Sorry.
That's my regimen.
It's football season, man. It's
yeah,
acceptable.
Football.
Acceptable.
Football. Trying to do the shot challenge every week now, too. It's going to affect things. That's at least 3 days right there. And then the random day you got with your buddies maybe for Thursday Night Football or something. I mean, it's bad. It's bad.
Or like when you say it's like game day tonight, you got the Bills playing tonight, man. So, of course, you know how that goes.
I'm going to be sober tonight.
Oh, man, we hammered, bro. Whew, what? Going to smell the liquor on my breath.
Speaking of the Bills and the Titans, we had that pick. So I got the Titans. You got. I think I did pretty good this week, actually.
I think you did, yeah.
I think I probably got it closer to even.
Yeah.
As a whole. I need to look through, but I caught a couple of those spreads.
I was saying, I definitely felt the energy. I was like, yo, you
making a comeback.
You had a good week this week, man.
Yeah.
Hey, good thing we didn't just cancel it after 1 week, right? Give you some time.
Oh, I wasn't doing that.
Yeah, man. I thought about it.
Never give up.
I was gonna hit you with the it's over. It's done.
No way.
Championship. Put the ring on me.
My Lions pick came. Some of the ones I wasn't feeling came through. Packers with the 10, Lions.
He did. I thought I was gonna be all right with the Lions because Washington came back. I was like, yo, I got hope.
Oh yeah.
I thought they was gonna steal that one, but unfortunately they did not. But anywho, man, this was a vibe, bro. This was a good one today, man. So yeah, like I said, man, we're back Wednesday, 4:00, man. Definitely tune in for that. Make sure you're liking the vid, subscribing, all that good stuff. I'm trying to think, is there anything else we forget, man?
No.
Nah. So salute each and every one of y'all, though, man. We always appreciate the heck out of all of y'all, man. Your comments, your thoughts, all of it. We appreciate it. We do, truly. You know, even if you don't agree with it, who cares? That's the purpose of conversation, baby. But either way, man, y'all stay safe out there. And until, I was about to say until next time, but I saw our Bali hop in right at the last one. All right.
He says, remember the song Betty Davis, Eyes?
Mm-hmm.
They need to redo it for 22 Trent Richardson's Eyes. Huh?
Don't tell me he's saying Naji has Trent Richardson eyes. Is that what he's trying to say?
I think he is, actually.
Oh, no.
It was either that or he says he wants to take a time machine and go back to when Trent Richardson was 22.
Maybe that's it.
And give him new eyes.
Maybe that's it.
But he says Trent Richardson never wore 22.
That's what I'm saying. I don't
so
like
it's either the time machine. I think that's pretty far-fetched. That has nothing to do with the Steelers, so it is probably about Naji Harris.
Okay, I ain't like how that felt right there. And they both Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
I won't dig in that. I wasn't digging. I didn't want to end on that. I ain't like that right there. I just want to let the record show that Arthur Moats was not in agreement with that last statement. Okay, because I actually have played against Joe Richardson. I like Najee's vision a lot better. Okay, just throwing it out there. So now, with that being said, we appreciate the heck out of each and every one of y'all. And until next time, baby.
Peace.